Welcome back to the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network. Thank you for joining us for The Depths of Fel'Than, Episode 4, First Meet, Then Murder. This week...
You see, I'm not a burglar or a fence or a pickpocket, I'm a hired killer. It would weigh me down between now and the mission that I've been given that I better not fail. And I can always come back.
Next time on the Cecils Cock, you're mine.
See you then, Charlie.
Then all I have to do is murder a couple of civilians. It's okay.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take the chest full of money. I'll take the oil. I've got to get from grand to minor to murder.
So we won't have the time to search everything.
No, but we will have enough time to bind her up. And then we just beat her unconscious.
Barrels right into you.
Oh boy.
You're holding a very hot tea.
Yeah, I am.
She's going to kill another hobo in the street.
Second time.
This time with tea.
First time I whacked him with a frying pan.
Before, last game you hit him for 4, I think. You guys hit him for 3 total, and that's 2 for 9. That's a first level rogue with +1 constitution.
Oh god. No,
He falls to the ground unconscious. And now, episode 4. First meet, then murder. So, for a brush up, Nonny had just made a wonderful meal that caught the attention of more than just the crew guarding the wagon. It garnered so much attention that a thief was caught. And you're not quite sure what he was trying to do, if it was sabotage or trying to get into the side by removing some rope. But Earilon heard a noise and rushed around to catch the thief as he dropped his tool. Swiping it up off the ground quickly, he began to run. But Earilon caught him on the foot with his quarterstaff, and he fell to his chest. And as he falls to the ground, his head smacks off the hard-packed dirt, and he just looks there. Earilon says,
what are you doing? Get away from the car. Realizing that he had knocked him straight on his head. He looks at him and he says, who are you? Who are you?
He looks up, his mouth open, and he says, I'll tell you nothing.
And the guards are around him at this point,
At this point, he's surrounded by guards.
It'd be in your best interest to tell us what you know, or who you are, or what you're doing. If you look around you, you're surrounded.
The dwarven man on the ground with the short brown hair and the fairly plain braided beard glimpses around at everybody. He looks at you, Earilon, a few of the guards from Delen. He passes his eyes over you, Darven, as you're looking down at him on the ground. Roll intimidation with advantage.
So that I'm more stable. And oh, that's good. Let's see. Well, I mean, that's better than. I got a 12.
He remains quiet, but he doesn't move. You see a bit of resignation, perhaps.
Somebody else want to try making him talk?
I don't know if I'm
Takers, you're asleep. Nonny, you're asleep. Or sorry, I'll be more specific. Ravim, you're asleep. Tanith is not here. He will be asleep for the remainder of the evening. And Nonny, you have also recently gone to bed. This is about 3:30 in the morning.
Put him in chains. Cuff him.
Darven, at your side, you have manacles.
Alright. Well, I will put the manacles on the thief.
Manacles click on. Thief is there, manacled. All guards are surrounding him. Earlon, this is your shift. What are you going to do?
Earilon's going to have it so that he is standing beside the cart with the thief to his right on his rear end. And just over next to him, he's going to have another guard right there. So he's like trapped that way, and another guard facing him so that he can't even see, and his hands are bound in front.
Okay.
So he can't even do anything without them seeing him. Unless he's like really good at stealth.
Never say never.
Or no.
Tails rolling.
Yeah, right?
Christ, roll 4 again. Let's switch dice. Ornell comes around the corner. He's got a mug in his hand, bowl as well, and he looks at you. He looks at the rest of you. He says, "What do you got over there?"
He looks down at the dwarf that they captured. He said, "So this one tried to do something with the card. I think he dropped this." Holds up that thieves' tool that he dropped.
It looks like a wrench.
He dropped this, and I tried running when I came around the corner, so I took him off his feet. He said he wouldn't tell us anything, and so we put him in chains.
Ornell puts the bowl and the mug down on the wagon. He walks over. He takes the implement from you, and he looks at it. He says, 3/4. He looks down. He says, "Sabotaging the wagon, eh?" He kicks him in the leg.
Earilon kind of shifts out of the way once he realizes that he hit him. He's oh, and he just wasn't expecting it. He thought he was going to ask him questions, but no, he just straight up kicked him. So he took a little sidestep and just watched it kind of unfold, not really questioning anything.
He looks at you and he says, "Has he said anything?"
Not a peep. Suppose I'm not too persuasive.
Well, what have you done? So you've done nothing. Then do this. Go wake up Dermot. Get him down here.
Sure. And then he'll go off and go into the tavern. What was the name of the tavern again?
The Curling Froth.
Goes into the Curling Froth, and he would he have known where Dermot's room is? Because he just kind of needs to meditate, so he hasn't really been inside the inn too much.
No, and it's currently 3:30 in the morning. There's the guards outside still, and there are 2 guards at the table. They currently appear to be awake.
He looks at the guards and he says, "Hey, do you folks know where Dermot's room is by chance? Or Noel wanted me to go get him?"
They both look at each other, and they look at you, and one of them says, "Room number 4.
Thank you. He'll go upstairs if that's where it is, and he'll look for room number 4. Just perception.
Does he know numbers?
I got a nat 1 for perception.
He's just gonna start knocking on every door.
What is your total score?
My total it's 5.
Okay. Well, it's DC 5 for not being a complete moron. You find room number 4.
Alright, so he'll take a little drawn out breath. He's just like, he sighs, and then he just knocks on the door. "Dermot! It's Earilon."
There's a shuffle. There's a move. The door opens a crack, and he peeks out, and he ducks back behind the door again. He says, "What?"
Some thief tried to sabotage the wagon, and Ornol asked for you, so he sent me to get you.
The door swings open. He's in his bedclothes. He's holding a dagger. Says, "Wait here." He begins to get dressed rather quickly. He puts on some slacks, a shirt, and a cloak. Wraps his belt around him, and looks at you and says, "Lead the way."
He'll do so, and bring Dermot back to the cart. And he'll kind of step out of the way as long as they're still there.
Yep.
Nothing's changed.
They actually have taken the thief and tied him up to the front of the wagon instead. And he's at the front of the wagon, sort of not tied up, manacled at the front of the wagon instead.
He'll lead Dermot there. And is Ornell still there? Was it Ornell?
Yep, Ornell's still there. Oh, sorry. Also,
She's driving you nuts.
Happy.
since that's perfect that your perception was 1, I'm not even going to roll the perception for you. You catch it. You hear a strange footstep outside. Seems to be right by your door. It gets loud 3 times in a row. Boom, 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 and then gets quieter again. Right by the front of your door. You hear it.
I will investigate.
Roll perception.
I'd kick her out, but she doesn't listen like the dog does, so I can't really do much. If she goes outside, I can lock her outside. That's about all you get.
Persuasion with a rabbit? Definitely.
Persuasion doesn't work. No, you can't really train her to do... Well, that's not true.
12.
12? Yeah, you hear somebody, maybe more than one person, walking by the doorway.
I'll open the door and see what's going on.
You open the door and you look outside. You can see Earilon and you can see Dermot behind him. Their backs as they turn the corner and go down the stairs.
Do they seem to be in a hurry?
Yeah.
I'll get dressed and see what's going on.
Okay.
Alright. Still, Earilon will bring Dermot out to the wagon, and seeing that he moved, his eyes widen for a second, then he readjusts and he sees that he's out by the front. He's like, oh, thank God. He mutters it under his breath, so... Alright, so he walks up and he says, oh, you moved him? And sidesteps so Dermot could take a look at him.
Yep, Dermot walks by him as you give pass, and he stands there for a moment, looking at him. And he just says, take him inside to the cellar. Take the chains off, bind him in ropes. Just looking at him, and then he turns away and walks into the curling froth.
Earilon nods, and then he kind of furrows his brow. He blinks a couple times, and he'll, with the help of maybe a couple guards, just to be safe, because he's not exactly the strongest person if he tries to resist, so he gets a couple guards to help him out.
Darven, you're aware of this fact that Earilon is not strong. He's proven it several times.
Many times.
Generally, when something happens, people pitch in and help him.
I'm not much stronger than your average human, but I will...
You're about twice as strong as he's been proven.
I will
By default.
I will most certainly assist.
I've got the frail elven hands from Brel.
Heaviest thing
Genetics
he seems
were
to
not
have
your
lifted
thing.
it is a book.
So they'll take him into the cellar first before unbinding him, have a guard at the door, and then unbind him, restrain him again.
Ravim, you come down as you see Dermot walk in, and the innkeeper didn't get introduced to the innkeeper yet. The innkeeper meets him kind of halfway, and he's got his hands up and a look on his face, and Dermot produces a sack of coin. The guy takes it, turns around, and walks into the kitchen, and then continues down to the cellar, underneath the stairs. And then we have Earilon and the thief, plus 3 guards, Darven being one of them, entering the front door.
Right.
Late night entertainment?
Well, this one, he points to the dwarf that they captured. Decided it'd be a good idea to try to sabotage the wagon. So, you tell me, I suppose.
Question is, did he actually sabotage the wagon?
is acting awfully suspicious. And nobody drops a tool beside a wagon and then tries to run when they get caught for no good reason.
It's more... Did you interrupt him before he started, or during, or after?
Happened too fast for me to recall.
Well, then we should check that before we take off, because nothing sucks more than a wagon falling apart in the middle of in the wilderness.
It's true. We'll take him down there, restrain him, then go check. Make sure everything's all good, because I don't want him getting away or getting sneaky or anything like that. He clearly looks confused and sort of like lost. He hasn't really done this before.
So,
and it's evident.
Let's take him downstairs and we'll check the wagon afterwards.
Don't worry what I'm doing here. Ignore this.
Pay no mind to the man behind the curtain.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
You guys, do you continue downstairs to the cellar with the prisoner?
Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll follow along.
Dermot, you see, is going around lighting torches around. He's just on the one in the far back corner now, and meets you in the middle of it, next to a beam as you get down the stairs with the thief.
Gotcha. Were there any more guards on shift at back of the wagon?
I'd hope so.
Yeah, you've taken 4 with you, and I think you had 10 on, so there would be 6 plus or no. 6 plus or no, so don't worry. Spices are safe.
Gotcha.
Yes.
All right.
Spices.
So, take him down, and I guess, Earilon is going to keep an eye on him, and he's going to, he just looks over to the guards and says, "Look, I'll keep an eye on him, and if he tries anything,
Dermot gestures to the main beam in the middle of the cellar.
Okay. Earilon and the other guards, Darven, I suppose, too, and Ravim will go and try to first. Earilon just stops for a moment and thinks. So let's tie rope around him to the main beam first, and then unshackle him. Let's try that.
You guys do roll.
You're new at this.
He really doesn't want him to get away.
Roll your sleight of hand with advantage.
I am new at this. It was a 7 and an 8, so 12 max.
So you tie him up to your satisfaction.
He walks away.
Okay.
And just stays near the door.
Sounds good.
Not near the door. He's gonna stand like maybe 10 feet back.
The cellar's only maybe 30 by 30, so there's plenty of room to see.
He'll still stand like about 10 feet back and kind of just look away.
You stand over by the door and you smell something. Roll perception.
Nat 20.
They've let that garlic go to rot. And you kind of peek open in the barrel. The whole thing's full of rotten garlic. You smell other scents too of other just things that have gone bad. Things that smell moldy.
Earilon, seeing that, he definitely smells the rot, and he's like, okay, where's that coming from? He pulls open the barrel full of garlic and just almost retches. And he shuts it immediately. And he reels back. Oh, why would they do that? Oh, that's so irresponsible. That was a lot of garlic.
This
Has
dice,
his uses.
this dice has rolled 4 3 times in a row. And it's the only rolls I've made with it so far.
You're not allowed to roll any
That's
other
what number
dice
4.
today.
Yeah, that's the one you got to use for the rest of the night.
So, Dermot kind of walks up in front of the dwarf about 10 feet away, and he points down to him and says, "All right, out with it. What do you work for?" He just looks at him, kind of gets a slight grin on his face. Darven, roll perception.
Uh-oh.
Even with a +8, that's a 10.
Okay.
There's a reason he gave you that set. You know that, right?
Probably.
It's cursed.
Kale
It
does
takes
that.
you about 2 seconds before you notice that Dermot's kind of looking at you. And then as soon as you meet his eye contact, he gives you the nod. And then looks back at the dwarf.
Alright.
Who is honking on the floor.
Yeah. The rope is just so tight around his chest.
Alright. Well, I am... Sure, I have done this before then.
You're kind of Dermot's snake in the grass. Nobody really knows you work for him directly. You're just some guard from Delron. On your way here, make a good bit of coin. And good bit of coin you are here to make, but for different purposes and different reasons along the way.
Alright. Well, then I am gonna haul off and crack this dwarf in the face.
One attack with advantage.
He is gonna eat the bottom of my boot. That's a 1. That's a 13 for a
You're gonna kick the wall.
19.
You come across with the heel of your boot and you smash right in the chin. He gets down closer to him, crouching down, and he says, "Alright, tell me, who sent you?" And he kind of smiles back with a bloody mouth, teeth dripping down his lips and down into his chin, into his braided beard.
Because Earilon's standing like 10 feet away, and he just got cracked in the chin. And I rolled a dex save, scored pretty low. A little bit of blood spatters across Earilon's forehead.
He got some length.
And Earilon just kind of recoils. Now the scent of blood and rotten garlic and other rotting things just he's not faring well right now. He's kind of dazed.
Okay.
Takes a rag from his pack and starts making like a makeshift mask.
Roll a Constitution saving.
Okay, that's a 14.
14. Okay, you feel a bit of nausea come on, but you fight it off. You fight it off. The mask kind of helps after you apply it. Takes some of the smell out of it. Dermot looks to his left again. At you, Darven. Dermot. No, fuck.
Dwarf man.
This guy.
Darven and Dermot. Okay.
Well, then Darven is going to again haul off and drive his foot, this time into his crotch.
Okay.
That is a 15 and another nat 1. So, what for 1 point of damage? I need different dice.
See, the dice I completely line up with how much damage you're actually doing in this little situation. But this time I'll get you to roll the intimidation with advantage.
Alright.
I'll get someone else to roll instead of me rolling against my same character. It doesn't feel right.
21 and 13, so 21.
See, much better when I get someone else to do it because I will roll a 3. And then we can progress the storyline.
Yes, things will happen.
So, you bring your knee up high and drop it square into his crotch. You can hear it, you can feel him, or you can watch him kind of tense up and try to keel over, but he can't because he's just tied up with several lashings of rope around this post. And then Dermot puts his hand on his shoulder and moves you out of the way, and he says, "All right, I think that just might be enough. Tell me, was it her? Did she send you?" And he looks up at Dermot and it takes about 6 or 7 seconds, but he nods at Dermot. And Dermot goes, "Ah, exactly. Well, you do know what we do to those." He looks around, catches himself. He says, looking at the guard, "Earilon, take Todd and Jeffrey and go upstairs."
He nods and he's like holding himself out of sympathy for what he just saw. That looked like it hurt a lot.
You did more damage to him outside
Fair
than
enough.
he did inside.
But to his ankle.
Yeah, that's true. His ankle, I
He
suppose.
basically razor scootered him. This was
Yeah.
different.
You see, a corpse cannot answer questions.
Yeah.
That's why you do some dual damage.
That's why it's good.
Yeah, that's what I was
that's
kinda
why it's
waiting
good
for.
that George isn't here, because George likes to kill things.
Oh yeah, he'd be headless already. He'd be headless already.
Yep.
So Earilon will take the described peoples upstairs,
Okay.
and he'll
My
look.
defense, the last time I tried to make someone talk, they turned to dust.
Hey, Ravim's standing back on this one. Just watch it. Just watch it.
And he'll look back at the guards because he's leading the way, and he'll say under his breath, "Remind me never to get on Dermot's bad side."
Dermot looks over in your direction. Watches you as you leave. Roll insight. Opposed insight.
Opposed. Oh, well, that's insight 13.
13. I want a slight chill down your back as you say that. His look at the same time. Ooh. Ooh.
Earilon
Don't
just-
question his orders, and you'll be fine.
Earilon will just kind of like look down at the ground and just keep going up.
The only things you say to him is, "Sir, yes, sir."
So he then continues once he listens and waits for the footsteps to get to near the middle of the room, and he bends down a little closer and he kind of reaches down and grabs the beard by the neck. Grabs the dwarf by the beard and kind of pulls it up, wrenches the beard up and pulls his chin up against the rope, and he says, "You know what we do to those of you who betray us." And he kind of his eyes flash between you, Earilon, in the back, and you, Darven, to his side, and he kind of nods up and down. "What do you do for me if I look away?" And get someone else to roll his intimidation. Oh, this one's persuasion. Yeah, you're in the room, or Ravim, if you'd like to roll it too. Either or, you guys can decide.
Persuasion?
Yes, sir.
20.
20. Good, because he rolled a 19. So, as he kind of looks up at Dermot, at Darven, he looks back at Ravim in the corner, and Ravim's you're just piercing eyes on the situation, because it's crossed between nervousness and you're not quite sure what's going on here. Maybe surprise, maybe anticipation. But this is happening now, and you're focused. And he seems to look at you, and you can see him kind of quiver as he looks at you, and he looks back at Dermot, and he says, "I'll do what you want. Anything. Just don't hurt me. I know the rules. I know who gets hurt. I'll do whatever you want." And Dermot stands up and turns his back and walks away, and he says, "Good. Good. Darven. Ravim. I think you both know where the Black Tabard is. You were there, Ravim, earlier today.
Okay.
Darven, that's the place you've been watching the past couple hours. Burn it to the ground. Make sure that bitch Ablin finds her way to the garden. Out back, by herself. And he walks upstairs. And then you hear as he gets upstairs, he says, he hollers out to you, Earilon. "Earilon, wake him up! Wake everybody up! Everybody's on guard. Protect the wagon."
Yes. And he'll go and just he'll take his quarterstaff, and what he'll do is he'll kind of just go up the halls, and without having to really go up to the door, he'll just stay in the middle. So he'll go and just ring the door. and well, not ring the door. He'll bang the door with his quarterstaff. Go up to the next one, bam, bam. Barely having to move like 5 feet for each door, and he's able to go like 40 feet. So.
Oh yeah, you get up there, you start moving. Now down in the cellar with Ravim and Darven. So the dwarf is just kind of looking down at the ground, blood dripping from his mouth.
Well, I suppose we have a mission now. Any suggestions?
Oil. Lots and lots of oil.
Yeah. So the question is, where do we obtain a barrel of oil?
So, what sort of establishment is this Black Tabard?
It's your standard tavern. It's about 50 feet in length. It's about 80 feet wide. You would know that it has a high walled area in the back that you can't see, and you haven't got to the back yet to see. And there was no actual ways to get there to check it out. And every time you tried to climb the wall, there was people watching it.
Okay.
So you're not sure. But you've been inside. The inside of the tavern is 50 feet wide. It goes back another 60 feet deep. There are 3 large 10 by 10 square tables and 2 sets of booths on each wall. On the front-facing wall and the wall to your right as you immediately walk in. Immediately to your left, there's a set of stairs that go up, and then the bar is at the far back. And it's a long bar. It's about 40 feet from the far wall, with stools all along it. The wood is hardwood. You see peanut shells all over the place. Swept, but still not swept up good enough. You've had a glimpse in the kitchen area. Looks like a standard kitchen, but you haven't been in the kitchen itself.
Okay.
Might be a secret passage.
Well, I was thinking tavern, get to wherever the alcohol is stored. Alcohol catches fire.
Most of
That, specifically, the bar has a significant number of high-class liqueurs and liquors. From what you can tell, the best wines from Brel, the heaviest ales from the most northern points of the lower shears.
2 words. Molotov cocktail.
That's where I was getting to.
Also,
But 1 or 2 is not guaranteed.
That's right.
So 40 gallons worth of Molotov cocktails.
Not to find a point on it though, but that guy down there on the ground may know where there's a store of things you can use. He is branded as a thief and appears to know and have answers to the things that Dermot was saying. And he's local, exactly. Boom, boom.
And he's still conscious.
He's still conscious.
Alright.
Hurt though. He's pretty hurt.
He might be missing a testicle, but he is still conscious.
Kinda, he just can't see.
Do you want me to get Annie back in here?
Oh, we can try asking our friend about item procurement.
Question. Did he wake Nonny up too in his endeavors?
Yes, right. I forgot to say that. Nonny, he woke everybody
Nonny
up.
has no clue what's going on.
Well, Earilon would have explained, Dermot wants everybody up.
Nonny's
That's
like,
about
who?
it.
What? Who? What?
Yeah,
Who's
exactly.
what? Because she's in his room, isn't she?
You're in Noel's room.
Oh,
the
right.
Still,
It's just like, what?
The bang comes, you hear doors.
Yeah, he's going around banging on doors indiscriminately.
It's just all the doors.
Including people that aren't actually part of the company.
It's like the guests are coming out.
He didn't ask, so he did it.
Yep. So there are
They also
definitely
say wake everybody up.
there are definitely 2 rooms that don't belong to you guys, but most of them do. And you do hear people scurrying out. You hear the scraping of boots and people shutting doors, grumbling about, "We've only had 3 hours sleep. What the hell is this? This is bullshit." Someone then also says, "You're making a year's salary. Shut the fuck up."
Seems fair.
And you hear,
Yeah, no question.
then you hear another door opens. "My, what is going on here? Trying to sleep." Door slams.
Apologies, sir. The call wasn't for you. That is entirely my fault. He'll call.
I'm not very good at numbers.
I'm not good with doors.
Doors are hard.
Door stuck.
You guys all get downstairs, and Dermot says, "Follow me outside." He leads everybody outside. Everybody outside. You guys hear the footsteps upstairs clamber out the front. And you guys get taken down to the wagon yard, and Dermot addresses the whole group. In not so loudly, but close enough so everybody can hear, and he tells you guys to form perimeter. Keep an eye out. Nobody touches the wagon. Nobody speaks to any guards. Nobody does anything without Dermot knowing.
Gotcha.
Tanith, however, is not there. Notably.
Has anybody seen Tanith? He looks around, seeing if anybody...
Nobody bunks with Tanith. Just like Ornell, nobody bunks with Ornell. Just like Dermot, nobody bunks with Dermot.
Well,
Perception to see if you can hear snoring.
No, that's metagame.
Dragon snorts.
I got like a 9 on the dice, so it's a 14.
You hear some mild snoring from 2 stories up from one of the windows.
It's recognizable.
Yeah, it's snoring enough. You know Tanith when you hear it. And you know that he's been up all day. He just ate 5 bowls of soup or stew.
Yeah, he did.
And he's feeling good. He's feeling good.
I thought I woke everybody up. Dermot, I'm going to just go get Tanith if I can.
Yep.
He'll go in and just rush in, go as quick as he can, kind of like leaping up the stairs, and go and just he'll knock on Tanith's door. Tanith!
You hear the snoring of Tanith, and then it kind of chokes up in a snore and then continues in another long peal.
Earilon sighs and just tries again. Knocks on the door very hard. Tanith!
More snoring.
He raises his hand to knock again and just knocks once. And just
You hear a and then a boom, thump, thump, thump. Door swings open.
Punches you.
What's your AC?
it's a 16.
16. He reaches out, grabs you by the neck, lifts you up off your feet, pulls you his face, and he says, "Tanith is sleeping." And he pushes you away against the wall, backs up and slams it and goes and lays down.
Damn it, what the hell? Earilon slinks down to his rear and thanks, Tanith. Dermot wanted everybody to get up.
Another long peal. It's safe to say that he's not helping for this mission.
I'll get up and
Some magic food.
with the red mark around his neck showing, he'll go to Dermot. He says, "Tanith's not waking up."
He just kind of has a grimace on his face and just kind of nods. And then he kind of nods for you and points to the cart. Stay on the cart.
He nods silently because talking hurts right now and walks over.
Darven. And Ravim.
So the dwarven thief is tied up. Is he slouched on the ground? Is he...
Not tied up, sitting down in a sitting down position. Still with the manacles on, I believe. But wrapped around a whole bunch of times. Very unfavorably. For quick escapes, or if you have to move at all. It might take a minute or two to untie him.
Alright, well I am...
Earilon just kind of went running around. That whole kind of thing. He's never tied anybody up before.
Amateurs.
Noobs.
Well, I am going to crouch down in front of the dwarf, bring myself down to his face level.
So you're prone.
Crouching.
Pretty much. We need oil. Where in this town would we find quite a bit of it?
He looks down. Roll nothing because he's completely giving. I was going to say roll with advantage, but he has no reason to lie or to try and get out of this. He's still currently tied up. He says, there's stores in the tavern, beneath, in the underground. You'll find as much as you need to burn down the whole city.
And where do you get to these stores from?
Through the back, in the kitchen, there's a passageway beneath the sink.
A sink?
I am going to insight just to make sure he's not lying to me. It's only a 12.
Yeah, you're not quite sure. It could be hit or miss. He's kind of disheveled right now. You don't seem to think he would be lying, considering what just went down with Dermot and everything. He doesn't seem to be lying at all.
It's in his best interest to tell us the truth. Ask if there's any secret levers or any secret way to get in.
No, it's you move over the panel. You just have to get by the guards.
Friends of yours?
They think so.
How would you get past them?
I'd walk right by.
Did you say anything?
No, they know my face.
Where does this lady, whatever her name was,
Ablin.
where does she usually stay?
She stays at the tavern. She owns it, you know.
Does she have her own private room, or does she change?
She stays upstairs. Unless she's anticipating something, then she'll hold up below. But I haven't had time to report back. I still think she thinks she's got the upper hand.
How many people usually watch the place?
Normally 4, but -1.
So 3, unless she thinks company's coming.
He says, "Aye."
How busy would it be at this time?
He kind of looks out, seeing the cellar, no windows. He goes to look outside and realizes he's in a cellar and says, "It's 3:30. There'll just be guards on tonight."
I think we can manage. Probably in your best interest just to wait here for the evening.
I'll not disagree.
Oh, it's like that. $18.
Seems like he thinks it's a really good idea.
So yeah, I guess it's just a matter of trying to get our way inside to the kitchen.
So, while they're doing this, Nonny's awake, yes?
Yep.
Is she outside with everybody?
Yep.
Nonny's gonna start boiling tea at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, the coals that were set up from the cauldron before are still warm. It's easy enough to make a fire.
You're not getting any saffron for it.
There is nobody guarding that wagon right now.
Yeah, you can't tell me what to do.
And I don't think any of those guards, especially with Tanith asleep, Earlon not there, or Null already in love with her.
Sorry, she bought them all off.
I say it's
But
an
she can do
open
whatever
business
she
for that
wants.
box of spices.
No,
Earlon's around.
She's
Not
gonna,
right now. He's still currently upstairs.
Oh.
At this particular group of seconds.
She's just gonna putter off into the kitchens of the inn and find something nice and a nice kettle, and she's gonna bring it out in a serving tray, and she's gonna start doing what Nonnies do at 3:30 in the morning when everybody's out of bed, warming up some milk and.
Ravim and Darven.
Should probably slip at the back so that the rest of the group don't sort of question where we go.
Yeah.
I imagine there is a back door of some variety.
Oh yes.
Well then, slip out the back.
Okay, as you guys come up the stairs, you hear a clink, clank of something tin, something steel, and as you just kind of looking up down from the cellar, you can see a very colorful set of shawls over this woman and petticoats on the dress beneath, shuttle outside of the kitchen, out the back. You've seen this woman before. So have you.
Cook.
She was the one that made that delicious meal.
None of our concern right now. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Was she like right at the door?
She had just left the kitchen out the back way, where you guys were going.
Talking to herself.
Talking to herself.
Muttering to herself the whole time.
Oh, Tia, what's that awful smell? The door shuts, and she sound of her dwindles. You then hear Earilon coming down the stairs. The inn is currently empty, from what you see, Earilon.
Earilon's holding his throat and like rubbing his throat, and he's kind of like got his eyes like half closed, and he's like wincing, and he's muttering under his breath in a raspy voice. They'd probably be able to hear him.
Oh yeah, they hear every word as you come down.
God damn, son of a dragonborn! Oh, what did I ever do to you? It's Darven who said that. Oh, he's just holding his throat.
And you make your way out, and
He doesn't even pay any mind to the two of them.
oh, you don't even see them. They're down still in the cellar. They can hear you. You head out the front door and you go have your conversation with Dermot and fill him in.
Yep.
You guys hear Earilon exit the front door.
Alright, well, out the back door.
Yep.
Alright, you guys head out. You can roll perception quickly.
Nat 20 for 28.
There we go. Alright.
Grand total of 8.
Okay, so, Darven, you hear on the edge of your hearing to the left, over by the wagon yard, Dermot seems to be giving orders to the men, to the guards around, all the mercenaries handy. And you can hear, just on the edge of that, female dwarf's voice kind of singing and humming along as you can hear the clink and clang of tin and the stoking of fire. You don't see any guards. You don't see anybody. It is dark. You look up, the clouds. Even in this darkness, you can see that they're heavy because you can't see a star in the sky. And then everybody you hear in the distance over the water. Thunder. Boom. And it kind of rolls over the city. Only lightly, but you can still hear it.
Oh, great. Earilon winces.
You might be able to use this.
Ravim. Darven.
Make our way to your destination?
The Black Tavern, yes.
On your way towards the Black Tabard, with your perception of 28, Darven, you can hear And then you can just see the edge of torchlight coming around one of the corners. And you can hear two people chatting to each other. And you hear, as the wind is picking up and carrying the words to your ears, you can hear them say, I know I heard something. Someone called for the guards. The other one responds back, says, I don't know what you're talking about, but we'll check it out anyway. Gotta make a wage, I guess. And then a few short seconds later, you can see the light get heavier and heavier and turn into bright light as somebody or something begins to turn the corner onto the main street that you guys are on.
I am going to quickly dart into an alley.
Okay, you
I'm
see.
going to try and follow.
Okay, roll stealth, gentlemen.
Hot dice. Another 28.
There you go.
20.
Okay, there you go. You guys dart into an alley as these two guards, a few short seconds later, come by. You can hear the conversation pick up about small talk, things that are unimportant. As they get closer, it gets louder and louder, and they walk right by the alley. Light comes, light passes. Keep going, continuing their chat as they get further and further away.
Alright.
Something occurs to me. You may want to change your clothes so that we're harder to recognize. Someone might.
Well, I pull up the hood that I'm wearing. And
Typical rogue. Done.
They'll never catch me now.
And I do have some darker colored clothes in my backpack that I'll quickly pull on over my over what I'm wearing.
Of course, excellent.
Well, that doesn't do me any good.
I was going to say it was your idea, but you didn't prepare.
Yeah.
The secret is to dress up as him. And then if anybody recognizes you, you'd be like, well, me, it was him.
Yeah, except I think he's a dwarf and I'm a human.
Ah,
I'm
it's
a
not going to
human.
work.
Oh,
Okay, there you go.
never mind.
No, it was a dwarf that I removed one of the testicles with a blunt object.
Sure.
So you guys change into darker clothes there, Darven. Ravim, you watch him change in the dark clothes.
In a dark alleyway.
Yeah.
And you guys move on.
Would there be a clothing store nearby?
At 5 in the morning.
I didn't say we were going to buy them.
You catch on quick.
I know what's up. 3 o'clock in the morning.
If you have a brick, anything can be open.
That's right.
If it has a window.
You don't pass. You go the whole main street. I'd say you would definitely find at least one place that offered some sort of clothing. But it's 3:30 in the morning. They're all closed.
Well, I find one that has a back door.
Okay. Roll yourself some perception.
22.
22. You most certainly do. Let me look at the map here. Let's here as you cross the main split road that comes down from the high plains down to the dock itself. Just 2 stores down on the ocean side, there is a clothing shop that you're aware of. A particularly old, doddering fool seems to work there most of the time. Sometimes he has his daughter in, but most of the time not. This isn't the first time you've been through Cecils Cock. You've worked with Dermot and going overseas with him for pretty much all of his most recent missions.
Okay.
You find the alleys easy enough in this particular area, knowing your skill and your background, and you slip into the back and you find the back door.
All right. Keep an eye out.
17. All right, very good.
All right, and I am going to Thieves' Tools. Attempt to, first I'm going to see if there's any sort of lock or alarm mechanism on the door.
Roll your perception for that.
I don't see anything, I imagine, with a 14.
You don't see any apparent traps or alarming devices except for the rather sizable iron lock that's on it, on the back of Charlie's trade goods.
Alright, well that should be easy enough to pick using my Thieves' Tools. That is a nat 20 for 26.
As you approach the lock, it just goes click.
I give up.
you slip it in rather easy. It's just a gaudy lock, and that's all it seems to meant to be. The insides are nothing. You're in, you're out, it's unlocked. It makes a bit of a rusty squeak noise, but it seems to be it.
It's a homemade lock with one pin.
Alright, I open the door.
The door swings open. It is dark inside.
And the one who would be useful in this situation is
I'm gonna light a
completely
candle.
averse.
A bit of light illuminates from behind you.
Mm.
As you look behind you, a candle has been lit.
Alright.
Someone's home. Someone's getting out for a glass of water in the
Alright, so I will, I suppose I'll let you take the lead then.
Try and move in quietly and
Roll stealth.
16.
Okay.
28.
Unseen, very quiet. As you walk by the back door, you walk right into the main front area of the shop, where there's clothes, things folded, open boxes ready for people to look and sort through. And with your 28, was it? Are you a thief?
I am a criminal.
Okay, so as you're walking by, you already got your dark clothes. You're in here for your friend, to make him more quiet. But while you're in here, your eyes wander. As you're walking by the desk to where payment is taken for such trade goods such as dark clothes, you see a chest with another lock on it. Next to it, a book, leather bound, saying Charlie's Trade Goods, Taxes and Records.
Oh no.
You can do his finances while you're in there. Right quick, let me just audit your finances right quick while I'm in here.
take the book, take the chest, take the clothes. Take it
Back
all.
in 2 weeks, come out and say you own the joint.
Yeah.
Hey, business.
It's a small family-run business. You guys are destroying it.
I have not agreed that I am stealing anything else yet.
You just notice it, that's all. It's, you
I'm a
can't-
merchant at heart. I'm looking for opportunity to make a profit.
And you easily find dark clothes that fit you good enough. And
Yeah.
On the back of poor Charlie.
Oh, nice. And? What's the result? Oh, you're so...
Nope.
No? Good, alright, there you go.
It's not what you're here for. You're on a
No.
mission.
I am on a mission.
The chest would just make you more cumbersome.
You see, I'm not a burglar or a fence or a pickpocket. I'm a hired killer from my criminal background. So I would not...
What's your alignment?
I am chaotic neutral.
Okay, alright.
Well, you don't need the money.
No.
You're hip for hire. You don't need the money.
No. I don't need the money. It would weigh me down between now and the mission that I've been given that I better not fail. And I can always come back.
The lock opened itself, so you can literally come back anytime.
Next time up at Cecils Cock, you're mine. I got 25 days of shore leave coming up.
Yeah, right. See you then, Charlie.
Alright, Ravim, you find your dark clothes. You can now write down your inventory now, a set of dark clothes, cloak, whatever you deem you need that's their mundane style. You guys also see flasks of oil. Your perception was ridiculous, so...
Yeah.
I can't help but gaslight you a little bit because you've seen everything.
Yeah.
Everything. So there
The trade-off is the clothes may go unnoticed. A large amount of oil.
It's a crate of oil. 8 canisters of oil.
So it's 8 vials.
Take one.
Bad shipment. Lost one on the way.
Does it look like the crate was the crate still sealed?
Oh, I say there's 3 crates there. 1 stacked on top of 2 other ones. The one that's on top has 6 in it.
Okay. And they're all oil.
Yeah.
I have a crowbar. I can open the bottom one. Take all of the oil out of it. Put them back on top of it.
Roll that sleight of hand if you're going to choose to do it.
The only thing is, that's quite noisy.
Then all I have to do is murder a couple of civilians. It's okay.
All I gotta do is kill an old dude. No problem.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Well,
It's almost like George's here.
I'm not going to take the chest full of money. I'll take the oil. I've got to kill him now.
I might have to kill someone.
Yeah.
From grand to minor to murder.
The natural progression of things.
Okay. I will take 2 vials of oil
From the top?
from the top.
Okay, sounds good. You guys get your clothes. You got 2 extra vials there. Write them down there. 2 stolen vials of oil. Don't worry about them.
Yeah, because we're going to be using them.
Yeah, they're not in the inventory.
And
wall.
I'm going to take a piece of... cotton burns really well, right?
Generally, yes.
Yes. I'm going to find something that's...
There's hay within the oil canisters holding them safely together. There's also different kinds of fabric.
Okay, well, I'm going to go and grab a cotton shirt, and I'm going to take that as well.
Got it.
To
You have fire starter.
to use for the
Fuse?
Molotov cocktails. Yeah, the fuse. That's the word I was looking for.
Got it. Got it. Above you hear again another rumble of thunder echo out over the city, louder now.
I think we're done here.
Yep.
For now.
Okay, you guys head back out.
I make sure to
Perfect.
lock the door
Good.
behind us.
Excellent.
Maybe you get lucky and the place just get hit by lightning. Like
You
Walmart
guys begin
did.
to move. I'll get another stealth check as you guys begin to make your trek to the tavern. You're about halfway there.
26.
Nice.
What the hell?
I rolled an 18. I've got double proficiency in stealth for my expertise, and I've got a +4 dex.
You're a ninja.
Yes.
And roll. I was going to get you to roll with advantage as it starts to rain.
12.
It starts to rain. Alright. And you guys continue on to the tavern. Earlon, as you just finished discussing with Dermot about Tanith, and he kind of nods and kind of accepts it and kind of walks away. You hear, a few minutes later, roll perception, sorry. You hear thunder peel over again.
That one, 5.
Okay, and it starts to rain. As you're over by the wagon at this point, you see Nonny. Nonny also roll perception.
15?
Perfect. Nonny, as you see, as you're crouched down by the fire, you can see underneath the wagon, you can see 2 sets of feet, 2 sets of legs approaching the wagon on the far side. Earlon, you currently have your back turned as you're looking down towards the water. As the thunder just came from there and it is beginning to rain, you kind of look up and feel the rain on your face. It's the first rain you felt on land in about 3 months.
Out of curiosity, are you wearing armor?
Leather.
So I see somebody approaching the wagon from the other side?
Yep. They have a torch.
I'm gonna go offer them some tea. Is my tea done now? I assume.
Oh, yeah, I'd say your tea's done.
Go offer them some tea.
Okay, so you start getting your tea ready. By the time you get it up and mobile, Earilon, someone taps you on the shoulder as you get taken out of your minor stupor of watching the water or watching the clouds, and the water start to come down. Someone taps you on the shoulder roughly, and they say, "Hey, someone call for guards down here."
Earilon will kind of like jolt.
Oh, don't be so jumpy there, boy.
And he'll jolt and he'll look, and is it a dwarf?
2 of them.
Not sure what you're talking about.
Ah, isn't that right? Someone called for guards, and we're here. The other guard looks at him, kind of sideways eyeballs him. Doesn't say anything though.
He genuinely looks confused. I didn't hear any call for guards myself. They must have been overdrowned by the thunder.
Roll deception.
Deception? 15.
15, okay. He looks at you right in the eyes and says, "I know it was your voice. Tell me what's going on. We don't like pranks."
Earilon will just kind of raise a brow. He's just like, he says, I was just calling them so that we could get everything out and have them up on arms. It wasn't me who gave the order to get them.
Well, then point me in the direction of who might be able to help me.
Looks around.
Roll perception.
It's a 9.
You don't see Dermot nowhere.
I don't see him. I don't know where he went. Honest. He holds his hands up in a... I'm gonna roll persuasion for that, just so that they... Oh, 22. Honest. I don't know where he is.
He kind of nods and he looks around. He doesn't really see anybody. And then Ornell comes out of the pokes his head of the wagon, and they begin to discuss things.
Earilon will take a step back and just... you'll see... he would see Nonny.
Yeah, as you begin to move away. Yeah, that's right. As you begin to move away, Nonny's there immediately at your right, and you hear under Ornell's breath, he says, "Don't you go nowhere." And at that same moment, Nonny comes around with some tea and a pot, and
Offers tea. Would you like some tea? Tea, chamomile. That'll help you go back to sleep.
the guard's taken aback, kind of offhandedly, kind of looks down. Not for myself. We've got the rest of the shift to go. The other one says, "Then get out of the way." He pushes by and grabs a cup of tea. Kind of holsters the club he was holding and kind of sits there, just starts drinking the tea. And, This is delicious. Where'd you get this? I haven't tasted this tea around. Did you find?
It's an old recipe.
Okay, all right.
I added my own extras. It's just plain old tea.
Oh, ain't you a charm?
For you? Tea?
He'll look to Ornell first. He's like, he points to
He
himself
stops
to
roasting
the tea because he doesn't know whether or not Ornell's like, gonna like get him in shit. So he's like, get up. He points to the tea after himself.
Ornell looks at you and says, "Are you asking me if you can have some tea?"
Grown ass man.
He looks back at the guard and he
shrugs.
says,
Just take it.
"As you can see, I'm dealing with a less than satisfactory crew. So, if you heard one of them calling for the guard, perhaps they made a mistake. And if you wouldn't mind, why don't you just hang around, have some tea?" Someone roll the persuasion for Dermot. I'll get you to do it, Earilon. With advantage because your performance, by the way, that was excellent.
I got a 14 on the dice with advantage, so whatever that is.
Natural one.
No.
The one that's over by you, Nonny, says, "All right, Jacob, settle down. Just have some tea. Trust me." And he kind of shakes it off, rolls his eyes, and doesn't take any tea, but just kind of drops it. And after a few minutes, they begin to leave.
Earilon just sheepishly takes one of the cups of tea and he thanks Nonny. He's like,
He's not sure
Thank
anymore. She did make him give up veganism.
yeah.
Was it veganism or was it just vegetarianism?
Oh, it was full on vegan because like
He
he
didn't touch anything that had.
no cheese, no milk,
Huh.
like there was just a whole shebang, no eggs, nothing. Just it doesn't come from the earth, as in like roots and vegetables. He doesn't really touch it, but
If it doesn't produce photosynthesis.
Yeah.
Yeah. if it isn't rabbit food, he doesn't eat it. Basically.
At least for the last 100 years.
Yeah. Thereabouts. So Earilon will take a sip of the tea and he'll.
Yes. Roll perception with disadvantage.
Well, that didn't go the way he planned it to.
14.
It's delicious. Delicious tea. It's delicious.
That's good tea. Thank you, Nonny. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, dear. And she's gonna toddle off to the next person with her tea.
Was it persuasion trying to convince himself that it wasn't good?
You really don't want this tea.
I don't want to drink this tea.
So not used to passing out cups of tea, but soon you run out of cups, and you're using bowls and things you can find in the wagon that will hold anything to give it around. You can see all the guards while walking around, each of them with mismatched cups and just random containers. And everybody seems to be jovial, and the scent that you had that was lingering on your nose, Earilon, seems to dissipate. And this aroma of chamomile and tea,
A little bit of lavender.
a little bit of lavender kind of flows through the air.
It's not the saffron again.
Not today. She's not stupid.
Darven and Ravim, you guys make it. How do you guys get in there? Are you guys heading through the alleys or taking the streets for this particular part?
Alleyways?
Probably better to stick to the alleyways.
Okay, you guys take the alleyways. Right on cue. You guys make it through the alleyways, dodging around in the dark. The alleyways are quite extensive. They break off even further once you get in behind. There seems to be warehouses that are set in behind the stores that are whole separate buildings that just seem to be housing for things. Some of them are completely empty. It's like there was once a row of houses and then a new set of houses was built in front of them, and just the old ones are now utilized for storage. But back there, you guys can dodge in and out and find easily enough places to hide, as you do see what appears to be people walking around. Perhaps patrolling, perhaps they're hobos, you're not quite sure, but if you do take a good look, if anybody chooses to.
Yeah. Probably good idea.
19.
19.
12.
12. You know, Darven, that they're on patrol. They're on patrol for sure. Ravim, you know, they're certainly not hobos. You see a significant amount of steel and notable wares upon them that they are not hobos, and they shouldn't. There's something that they're back here for a reason. And you make it to the edge of the alleyway where you can see the Black Tavern across. You can see the wind falling now. It's hitting off the rooftops, and the wooden sign hanging there with the black cloak as if it's blowing in the wind. Another crash of thunder goes overhead.
How spaced out are the cracks of thunder?
Cracks of thunder, I'm going to say, or you mean from the lightning and the thunder? Are you looking for that kind of distance, or just how often they go bang?
Yeah.
I would say
Yes.
every. Okay, so roll your investigation to see how far that is.
20.
20.
25.
I'm rolling
25, okay.
18.
So, with the 20, you can tell that the storm is definitely approaching. You don't know how far it is away, but it's definitely approaching, and it's moving up pretty fast. You know that you run the math. You know how fast sound travels through the air. You've been around a while. You've been studying. And you got about 10, 12 minutes before this thing's on top of us. You don't know how intense it's going to be, but it's going to be on top of us.
Just from how far away it is now, how frequent are the...
You guys have been traveling now for about, I'd say about 10 minutes, and you've had 3 good blasts of thunder. 3 notable blasts of thunder.
Okay. I'll pass on that. The storm will be overhead in about 10 minutes, so if we wait, it would mask a lot of any unwanted noise. So probably best to wait till that.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Okay. You guys wait it out. Nonny, Earilon, roll perception for me.
I am going to do one thing before I forget.
Yes.
Cast Mage Armor on myself.
Of course. Yes, of course.
23.
23.
13.
Okay. 23 and 13. And that's why they roll with disadvantage. You guys are there. Nonny, you're serving the tea. Earilon, you're standing at the wagon watching the guards walk away, beginning their small chit-chat about whatever disgruntled them about the particular city and why they hate their jobs. But you hear it. You don't see it. You can hear clink, clank, and Nonny, what did you roll?
13.
13? Yeah, you hear the same thing. Kind of a clank of metal on metal. Not the same tin that Nonny's using. This is heavy metal on heavy metal.
We'll call out. He'll look in the direction first. Does he see anything?
Roll. You look in the direction. You see that the back door to the curling froth is open.
Back door to the curling froth is open, and I heard a clink, clank, and a little. He'll call out to one of the guards. One of you, come with me.
Okay. The guard quickly runs up beside you.
He'll look out. Dermot can't be seen anywhere.
Roll perception.
Again, yep.
Yeah.
I got a 13.
Yeah, you see Dermot. He's there.
Dermot, I heard something. I just got to go check it out with one of the guards. At the back door, the curling froth got open.
He nods.
All right, he'll start rushing off. Come on.
Okay.
And
behind you, you see 2 more guards run off as well. Or no, run off. Run with
Run
you.
with
You and you're a volunteer.
And perception to see if I see anything. That's an 11.
And 11, now that you're this close, yeah, you can see as the rain's falling down. Or sorry, you can't see, but you can hear the splash of feet.
Up ahead?
Yep, up ahead. Just you can't see anybody down the main way, but it's coming from ahead of you.
He'll start trying to pick up the pace as much as he can and start sprinting.
Okay, and as you run by the alley that leads down to the front of the curling froth, you run by the mouth of it, and you can hear the splashing of footsteps heavy, and then as you keep going, it dwindles quick.
Can I try rolling perception to see where it went?
Yep.
It's a 16.
16. It seems to be from behind you now, still splashing further away.
Behind. And he'll just kind of, as he steps, he'll kind of bounce back and just launch himself off of his foot and kind of just go right past the guards, I guess.
Roll dexterity. Roll acrobatics. Roll acrobatics.
That is a 22.
Okay, with the fresh rain that has fallen, your foot hits a patch of freshly slippery mud, but quickly grinds down to the to the hard pack, and you get your grip. But sorry, you know that was pretty slippery.
taking that into account, he'll try to keep careful as he's running as fast as he can.
And you run out past the alley and look down the alley, and you can see him at the very end, near the mouth of the alley, and he turns left onto the main street.
Based on the size, was it that dwarf?
Based on the size, it was a dwarf.
And are the guards right behind me still, or are they catching up?
They're right behind you.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Let's see if
Because I can move 40.
One definitely fell down. One definitely fell down.
One definitely fell down.
Yeah.
He does a quick glance, but is still running. He looked over his shoulder, and he calls out. He says just there. He just this, and he says, "I'm gonna roll deception for it," but he'll say, "Go to the main street. He's out there." But that's a 1. That's an 8.
That's an 8. So you're lying to your own guys?
Lying.
You're saying it out?
I'm lying. I'm trying to make it say.
So nobody believes you. That works better for you.
Yeah.
And then
he'll just keep going, I guess.
You keep going down the alley?
The same way, yep.
Okay. So in his direction. And you told them to go around, sorry?
Yeah, what Earilon was intending to do was basically make it so that the guy might try doubling back and run into them.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, if that makes sense.
Are they headed back towards me?
No, they've gone. They're headed in a different direction, yeah.
But with an 8, it's just he was ushering them like this. Kind of nonverbal signals.
Yes, with your perception though, Nonny, you do see them all clambering down the alleyway beside the cooling froth. All 5 of them. One has just wickedly flipped on his backside, dropped full of mud. You have dark vision?
I don't.
Yes. So you see all this easily in the dark. I mean, easily enough that the bodies anyway, and you see this massive human slip and just fall right on his back, and then the 4 other ones clamber down the alleyway.
Nonny's gonna take her tea and just kind of wander in that direction, see what's going on, towards the guy laying in the mud.
So by the time you get there, they have all headed down the alleyway. They're moving pretty fast.
Yeah, she's not too fast.
When I say fast, I mean that in game turns they're moving, and then they're using their action to move again.
And we're just going full sprint. And Earilon can move 40 feet because he's pretty light on his feet, but he has to be careful, so I'm assuming that's penalizing his movement, right?
Not necessarily.
No?
Just if you do want to do anything special, acrobatic-like, it may or may not affect you, given that certain time.
That's true.
As thunder again peals overhead. Nonny, are you going to help give chase? Is that where you're going? You're just curious.
Oh, we're just gonna check it out. Nonny still doesn't know what's going on.
Okay, that's true. So you get to the mouth of the alleyway, and you can see all the rest of them turn left down the other side of the alleyway.
Is there anywhere she can go that would kind of cut them off?
Well, the road keeps going that
she's
way.
just gonna walk straight down and see if she can catch them on the next
Okay,
one.
sounds good. So, you're moving.
Nonny hasn't even been enlisted yet, right? She just was making food.
That's right.
She has no idea.
So remember the last time Nonny was in an alley?
She killed a man.
She killed a man.
That's true.
She killed a man.
Earilon is going to try to... Is this dwarf still in sight? Can he see him?
Yep. You're only about, I'd say, there's torchlight in the streets. In some places, light torchlight, it's sparsed out. Just maybe enough to have 20 or 30 feet between the dim light areas, so there is patches of darkness.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see them every now and then crop up in the brief pieces of light.
And the ground is slippery, so Earilon is going to pray and try, with his quarterstaff, attempt to basically vault himself and slide in a low stance to gain more ground. So that's an acrobatics type thing, essentially. Nat 20! Got a 20!
Use the mud to your advantage?
Yep.
Alright.
He basically will go with a running start with the quarterstaff, plant it in the ground, and launch himself off and then put the quarterstaff on his back.
Okay, so that's being the case. I'll get you guys to roll for initiative.
Okay.
You including Nonny?
Oh, me too. Okay.
That is a 16 for initiative for
It's a whole
Earilon.
9.
Okay, those.
Nonny's gonna show up late to the party.
Not even proficient with acrobatics.
Okay, as you begin to give chase, Earilon, we're going to switch back to Ravim and Darven. So you guys are outside. The rain begins to get heavier, and now the storm is rolling up onto the ridgeline. The the lightning's getting increasingly frequent, and the thunder is now increasing as well. I'll need stealth checks from you guys.
20.
21.
Very nice. All right.
Do we go in loud or is...
Well,
We go in loud. Bam!
Ever seen martial arts movies? That never goes well if you go one-on-one.
Do we go in loud? C4 on the door. Go for it.
Reach and clear.
I think we should try to go in through the back over the stone wall.
Okay.
Okay. You guys
Pretty sure that's watched, but I suppose the front's also watched, so our options are limited. Try and go over the wall.
You guys get across the street. Easy enough. You don't see anything. You don't hear anything. Unless you want roll perception, actually. You didn't have to roll perception for this particular area.
23.
23.
17.
If I roll a 12 or higher for both, but for a whole bunch of my abilities.
I don't want to hear your excuses.
I don't want to hear your excuses.
So you guys make it across the way into the alley again behind the Black Tavern. The wall back there scales 14 feet. It's covered in some parts with some vines that go across it. Some bright red and white flowers that are iridescent in the night light seem to grow on it as well. There's other patches that are completely bare, completely solid sheer stone straight up and down.
Right next to where the building ends and the wall starts, what's that condition like?
It goes into the wall leads off from the second floor. The building is the first floor, and then the top floor sets back about 20 feet, and then the second floor is lined up with the back half of the Black Tavern, and then the stone wall is 14 feet flush with that. Beside right up close to the back half of the building. There are some windows. The building itself is made out of wood, however. If that helps.
How close is the nearest building to it, and would it be easier to scale than that sheer stone wall?
I have rope and grappling hook.
I don't have a grappling hook.
Do you have a rope?
Yes.
You know the house rule. Everybody with a rope, at least one of your ropes, have a grappling hook unless you purchase more. It's the way it goes. So right then, grappling hook.
Ta-da!
Deus Ex grappling hook.
But the building beside it, wood. Similar fashion to the way the Black Tavern is. but doesn't reach as far back. This one doesn't have a lengthy back portion, whether it's been fallen down, removed, but it doesn't seem to be there.
Are there any windows on the roof side? Is it like pure slanted roof, or are there?
No, the upstairs seems to be like have an in sort of setup, so each room has a window. And there seems to be 4 medium-sized rooms. You can tell you've been in an inn or two. You'd be able to tell from the look. It seems to be 4 evenly spaced larger rooms, maybe 15 by 15 each. So 15 by 15 each, roughly. Yeah.
Just a little bit bigger than a closet.
Yep.
Just go up and over the wall.
Yeah, wait until a crack of thunder and then use the grappling hooks to...
Okay, who's gonna do the lightning to the thunder calculation? Who's gonna roll that dice?
I guess I will.
Okay.
That's investigation 17.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, you wait 30 seconds, 45 seconds, minute and a half, flash, there it is.
Yeah.
Throw the hook up. Hook latches. Thunder peels across, masking the sound of the hook. Actually, I get to roll the stealth with advantage, sorry. Let's make it real.
That is 21.
Maybe you probably don't have to worry about it after that.
Oh yeah, 21 or a nat 1.
Oh, there you go. Nice. That was the off
21
chance.
or
It was
9.
just 1 second off. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. So it's stable. It hooks. Where did you guys hook it up over? One of the shear parts, or the part with the vines, closer to the house.
I want to be close to the main building. Probably somewhere with vines.
Okay.
Do I recognize this flower? Of any
Roll
anything?
knowledge, my friend.
No, I have no idea.
You
That's
do
a
not
5.
have any idea. So, you guys hook lands. I'll get you to roll your athletics with advantage for the climb. Who's going first?
Yours.
With advantage. That was a 1.
Oh my god, that's a bad start.
Double nat 1s with a +0 to athletics.
So literal
I
1.
slip.
And take him out with you.
Break
the rope.
Horrible failure on the athletics check. I'm going to get you to roll your dex saving throw.
Can I try and catch him and break?
You can certainly. You can. He only went up. He only went up about 5 or 6 feet.
13.
It's easy enough to catch him as he falls into you. As you're pulling down though, you lose one grip on the rope, and you try and going out last ditch effort. You grab at the vine, and the vine snaps. And as the vine snaps, this liquid from inside the vine sprays all over your face.
I thought before you mentioned inside.
Fun.
Take 9 points of acid damage.
Oh no.
Okay.
You can see it, Ravim, on him as and you catch him. He fall down. He stands up. He's looking. You can see the leather armor itself melting off his body, and you can see the smoke rising up, the effervescence of it rising up as it's smoking. You try and brush it off, and you get it slimes off and got it off, but it's all over you. You brush it off your face too, and now you can see his face is horribly scarred. There's these open fissures in his skin, and it hurts. It hurts a lot. Excuse me.
You're a sick man, Phil.
Roll knowledge nature with advantage.
18.
You know what this plant is now. After it wasn't the plant, the flower. It wasn't the flower that was poisonous. It hits you now that the flower's the decoy. It's called Burning Bright. It's a very bright and iridescent flower, but as soon as the vines are broken, it burns a lot and expels acid in that particular area.
We're gonna need another rope.
Thank you for pointing that out. Yes. You hear on the other side, clink clink, as the hook falls on the other side. Ropes fail their deck saves automatically.
Yeah.
How close was that to a crack of lightning?
Not close enough. Not close enough. I rolled a percentage for it, it wasn't close enough. Earilon, as you're running to catch up to him, you run and you leap and you slide and you catch him at the foot. Roll opposed strength.
Opposed strength. Gotcha. I'm gonna use my white dice. That's probably not good. If it's just strength, that's a... would it be like... That'd be athletics, right?
Yes, sir.
That's
Yeah.
a 5.
That's 5?
Yeah,
Okay.
5.
As you slide in, you slide right by him as he pivots. He grabs the edge of the building and slides right across the corner and starts bolting up the alleyway. You slide right by him.
And Earilon's going to try to catch himself. And since he's in a low kind of poo-boo stance with his legs completely like, just bent at the knees, that's like it's a pretty powerful stance, so he can, A, balance pretty good on it because it's very widespread, and B, he can launch himself off. So he's going to try to basically do the same thing to catch back up. Acrobatics, that's a 16.
16, yeah. Easily, if you kind of grab the edge of a barrel as well, it happens to be there to steady yourself and you right yourself good.
And would I be in range to do a bonus action?
I'm going to say that was a kind of a combination startup, a kind of a surprise round.
Yep.
And now we go into the actual round where he rolled his, he rolled highest. Just by one though, just by one. I think he rolled a 17, you rolled a 16.
Yep.
Yeah, so he dodges out, doesn't even look back and runs, bolts up the alley. You see him go 40 feet, or human speed, dwarf
30.
speed, 25 feet.
Yeah.
And then another 25 feet to the mouth of the alley. Nonny, roll perception.
Oh, that's not good. 6?
Oh, no.
6.
Come on, indoor.
That's kind of what's going to happen.
Oh no.
So as you get up and you start moving, you start chasing him down the alley. You're just catching up with him. You see him getting to the edge of the alley. He's running. You can see the manacles kind of clanking, and you can kind of hear a clanking on the edge of hearing Nonny as you walk past the alleyway. And I get you to roll athletics.
Athletics? Oh god, alright.
No, not Earilon. Nonny.
Oh.
That is a third. Math is bad. 11.
11. Okay, so as he comes through, you don't see it at first, but you're just beginning to move to your right and look, and this dwarf barrels right into you.
Oh boy.
You're holding a very
Hot
hot
tea.
Oh no.
and he's manacled, so his deck saves are at disadvantage. This is going to kill him. She's going to kill another hobo in the street.
Second time.
This time with tea.
First time I whacked him with a frying pan. Which is her weapon of choice, by the way.
Did you roll 1?
Did I kill him?
Roll a d6 for fire damage. Roll a d6 for fire damage, Nonny. For yourself as well.
That's a whole 2.
That's a 2. 4 damage. You hit him for 4. Before, last game, you hit him for 4, I think. You guys hit him for 3 total, and that's 2 for 9. That's a first level rogue. with +1 Constitution.
Oh God! No,
He falls to the ground unconscious. And Nonny, roll a dexterity saving throw for the tea.
12 plus, what am I going for? Dex?
Yeah.
Save in there.
+1.
13.
13? Okay, you take 2 damage as well from the bird.
Oh no!
Hot water splashes on your arm as this guy runs right into it and it gets caught up in his manacles and it spills on his face and he goes, and falls to the ground. On the ground, Earilon, you catch up.
Earilon kind of skids himself to a stop, and he sees Nonny. He kind of darts his eyes back and forth between Nonny and the dwarf. It's like he says to Nonny, it's just like, I'll make sure you're okay. Just 1 second. He takes out a rope and starts trying to tie up the guy.
I don't think you have a rope.
Oh, what?
Did you have 2 ropes?
Yeah, I do.
You do? Okay, so now you have 1 rope because one's been tied up with the other guy.
Oh, yeah, right.
So make sure you only have 1 rope left.
Yeah, alright. Gotcha. Fix that.
Because the other one's cut to pieces.
Gotcha. Alright, so he'll try tying him up as, clamoring. He'll do sleight of hand just that. I'm sure he's either nearly unconscious or...
Oh, he's unconscious. Oh, yeah, he's dying. He's in death saves. Which I'm going to roll right now.
12 for sleight of hand. And then... he'll also try to stabilize him because we probably...
Okay, so you're tying him up.
Yep.
Nonny, what are you doing?
Taking my ass up off the ground.
Okay, you can stand up. You also have an action. It's half your move to stand up.
Nonny's not going to do anything.
Okay. A turn passes. He fails the death save. You can see him, blood pour out of his mouth. Big blotch covers his face, covers in his beard. Gets instantly rinsed away by the heavy, heavy rain.
He's going to try to stabilize him just so he can keep him
You're
alive.
so good at this. More wonderful, wonderful successes.
Glorious.
Nat one.
Because he just failed the death save, right?
So Earilon's trying to stabilize him. He's like patting his chest to see if like he has a crushed rib or something, and he tries getting up to get a bit more leverage just to get everything up. His foot slips and his elbow right into the nape of his chest, and broken ribs to the heart and lungs.
Okay.
And he just feels it. And the air expelling from him, and a look of just regret washes over Earilon's face because he doesn't like killing at all, and that was accidental. So I
love how this is shaped.
he looks at him and he says, he's trying to get as much out of him as he can. Is like, do you have a family? Do you have a family? Do you have a family? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they?
He's on his back, and all you can hear is blood and water pouring out of his mouth.
Monster.
You can feel the hot blood all over your face, because as you hit him in the chest, it just pushed all the pressure, all the blood that had been leaking into his inside of him already has just come out and is just covered in it. Nonny, you just got out of seeing something really, really disturbing up on the shears. And now you see this. A man.
Does she though? Her glasses are probably covered in mud.
Roll perception. Roll perception.
Oh, that's not great. That's a 4.
No, you actually have your glasses off, cleaning them because they're full of mud, and you do not see this until you put your glasses back on.
You do hear the crunch,
Then-
though.
I heard some shit.
You see an elf standing there, covered in blood, his whole upper torso just covered. The rain is coming down, washing little bits off, and you see lines of white showing his skin beneath. And you can just see this. What does she see? The look on your face.
He just looks completely and totally disgusted with himself. Like he
First eating meat, now this.
Yeah, no.
First meat, then murder? Yeah. My God!
Quickly.
Hold on, I gotta write that down. Meat and murder.
First meat, then murder.
And murder.
Meat and murder.
Oh, another person murdered in an alleyway. You guys, this is the second city you've been in. Second hobo murdered on this continent in an alley by Nonny.
The first one deserved it.
That's
The first one deserved it. He was trying to kill what's his name.
This one messed with our wagon.
He might have been trying to steal my spices. My spices. They're naughty spices now. I don't care what anyone says. She's the only one who knows how to use them properly.
Mom's going home soon. It's like, fuck this, guys. I'm going home.
Goddamn saffron.
Earilon doesn't even bother trying to wipe the blood off of his face, and he kind of, with a grimace, that look of disgust kind of washes into just near complacency. And he just kneels
This
down.
is my life now.
Sorry, buddy.
Meat eating murderer.
Oh, he's heavy.
I'm a terrible person
He
now.
kneels beside,
I'm a monster.
he kneels beside the
It is
dwarf, and
glorious.
he just, he just customarily rolls his eyes shut, his eyelids shut, putting him to rest, and he says just a quick prayer to Grenhelda, Grenhelda and Anra, to take mercy on his soul, for his death was accidental, and he probably had more to his life than that.
Do you say that aloud?
Says it. He doesn't say it aloud, just in his head.
Okay.
And he'll stand up after just a moment of solemn prayer and start taking a rag out and wiping his.
The water's coming down hard. After that prayer, the blood has washed from your face. It's in your clothes. Your clothes are red, tarnished, and stained. Not on your face anymore. You seem to be clean. You seem to feel clean.
Earilon just stifles a sniffle and he'll look over to Nonny. He's like, "Are you all right?"
I'm fine. I'm fine, dear.
Minus the 2nd degree burns.
She's fine. She's tough. Listen, she lived in a kitchen. It's not the first time she's been burnt.
It's cool that you're barbarian because eventually you're gonna have
Get
resistance to,
crazy.
like, fire at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
So you won't have to wear your oven mitt to get it.
Just walk in, stick your hand in the flames, take out a baked potato, chuck it at someone.
He'll look back and see if the
Fire
guards have
damage
finally
from
caught up.
They have finally caught up, and actually they were there while you were doing your kind of prayer, and they're just kind of you see the guards too. They're just kind of in disbelief. They're just kind of quietly staring at Earilon,
The murderer.
who's just
Well, I mean, technically the murderer, yes.
the way they see it, covered in blood, and he's just over there praying over this
Savage.
corpse in the pouring rain in the street in Cecils Cock, in the quiet thunder as it roars in behind. And then we're going to go back to Ravim and Darven. Cling, clang, clang. Boom! Thunder across the sky. What are you going to do?
Do I hear anything on the other side of that wall?
Your face is melted. You don't.
I do not let my emotions get the better of me. I have a job to do.
It's true.
That is 25.
25. You
I don't have time to bleed.
hear shuffling, but not from over the wall.
Okay.
From behind you, from
Right, quick.
further down the alley.
I will turn to look in the direction I hear it.
You see a form creeping up the alley. Your perception is what saved you on this one. He's been waiting. He's seen you guys. He rolled better than your 21, and his sneak was much higher as well. But this saved you. You see him as he enters the alleyway from the street.
Okay.
And with your very high perception, you just kind of see the corner of your eye that he entered the alleyway. He's being very, very quiet.
Does he have a weapon that I can see drawn?
Dagger in his hand.
Alright. Well, and he's creeping towards us.
He most certainly is.
I'd have no qualms about shooting him. None whatsoever. I don't even say a word to you. I just turn and I shoot. Well, draw my short bow and I fire.
Absolutely. Roll your attack.
That is a 16 to hit.
That's going to hit.
All right. And I don't know if I'm catching them if I'm catching them by surprise with my shot or not, so I don't know if I get sneak attack.
Roll a sleight of hand for me.
24.
Go for it. Roll your sneak attack with it.
Alright, that's a 6 plus 4, so that's 10. That's 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage as you shoot your crossbow quick.
Oh, short bow.
Short bow, sorry. You swing your short bow towards him and you kind of get in a low stance and you fire. And it catches him in the neck. The only sound from his ruffled body hitting the ground is just a small tink-tink of the blade that hits the ground as well. He falls to his knees and then to his chest. He doesn't move.
Oh, I'm going to move over and make sure that he is dead.
Okay, he's still has a heartbeat, still kind of gasping for air,
For
but
now.
eyes are closed and he's unconscious.
Nice shot.
I just nod.
Well, I was going to put a dagger in his face.
Well, my plan was I was slitting his throat next turn, so...
Just as you go to draw. All right.
It's just another nod.
Yeah, he's unconscious. You take him out, blade through his face. Okay, ooh, gruesome. Goddamn. Nice.
I'm going to take...
Well, it's an automatic crit, so...
I'm going to take his knife, search his body for any other knives, and potentially any keys.
Okay, you trying to do it quickly or taking... You gotta think.
Quickly.
Quickly? Okay, roll investigation for me.
23.
23, very nice. You find most everything. He seemed to have everything in easy access. You find 4 daggers. You find a small pouch of an undetermined amount of coin. You also find a small black vial, very heavily tinted glass, as well as another small vial of a red liquid with a shiny, seems like almost half-transparent ribbon going through it.
Oh, take it all.
Take it all? Alright.
Did he have any keys?
No keys.
Alright. Still the body so that it's not in a not immediately visible from the opening of the alley.
Roll perception.
15.
15. As the area behind the shop that's next to the tavern has no building, but it is heavily grown with high grass and weeds.
Dump the body in there.
Sounds like a good place to dump a body.
Okay, body gets dumped. Roll a quick stealth for me, just in case. I don't think it's going to matter until the next morning.
20.
Or next week.
I'll aid. Roll with them.
20.
Nice, nice. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be noticed in a couple of days when the stink starts to emanate from it.
So, what do you do?
We need to get it. We don't know if he came from inside or if this was just a individual who saw us and was trying to make was trying to victimize us.
Do we want to try and take out any other patrols before we... It might be easier to deal with them than get caught inside and then trying to fight our way out.
If he is one of them, we are now down to 2 guards.
I don't think that... I'm going to assume that there's the 3 guards inside and he just happened to be one of the many patrols.
Check the surrounding alleys to see if there's any other unwanted surprises waiting for us.
Yeah, maybe up on the roofs too.
Okay, roll perception as well as stealth.
Perception is 19, stealth is 18. Or 17.
14 perception, 18 stealth.
Okay. You see, as you guys are kind of walking around the Black Tabard, you see across the way somebody in dark shadows poke their head out, run across the street that's on the opposite end of the Black Tabard, and then run across the street to your side on the opposite end of the Black Tabard. It does not appear that they think they've been seen. It does not appear that they've seen you.
Set up an ambush.
Yeah, set up an ambush around the back of the stone wall. Because I'm assuming, would we know if there's another alleyway before the back of this building?
Yeah, you guys are over on this alley.
Yeah.
There's another alley here. In behind. There's an alley here with another building, and it's basically very grid-like. Like
Okay.
that.
Is there an alleyway over on this side before that corner? If somebody
you would be
if
able
somebody
to, you'd have
enters-
to go around the building long ways, come back down to the alley, because the alley's probably about halfway up that building. Or
Okay, so if somebody
So we're here-ish.
if somebody were to come down this side,
yep,
would they have to come out past that stone wall in order to get to another alley, or is there another alley?
oh,
in
there'd be
this-
another alley. This is probably the other building right there,
Okay.
and there'd be an alley here, and there's probably another short, shallow storage building there.
Okay. Well, we can set up an ambush, see if they come around around the stone corner. That way, we don't have to come around to where they can actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll hit him in close combat. You hit him with a bow.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna maintain your stealths that you had because we're going off of that particular thing. Put yourself in place there. It's the darkest, most rogue-like looking character I have right now.
So we're over.
Yeah.
Here.
And roll your perceptions were also amazing.
Yeah.
And his stealth was not. He rolled a 5 and a 6. So he's doing great.
I'll be back here.
And you hear the footsteps as they clomp in the mud. Splotch, splotch, splotch. Getting closer, closer, closer than they stop.
Arrows ready.
And they continue again. They're getting farther away this time.
How far away would I see? Could I tell how far away he was
Close.
when it stopped?
Close. Very close. Another peal of thunder echoes from above.
Oh, he's.
No, do what you're doing first. I need to know if you come around that corner or not.
So it sounded like he stopped about here and then is moving back.
You roll, your perception was 14 or 16?
18.
Mine was 14.
Yours was 14.
Mine was
You're
18.
not quite sure. You're not quite sure how close. Even you saw. He's close. It was close, but it's starting to go further away.
Okay. Does the pace that they're traveling change from when they were coming down the alley?
It does not.
It does not.
And it continues and gets dimmer and dimmer and dimmer.
We'll wait, see if they come back across.
You wait. A minute goes by, unless you wanted to wait for seconds. A few rounds go by, a minute goes by, nothing.
So we're under the assumption that we're clear at the moment.
It's what your perceptions that were very high tell you, yes.
I'm going to go through my pack and pull out my small mirror.
Of course, you pull out your small mirror.
Would have been useful, but
Yeah.
tucked in the bottom of the pack and like,
Yeah, having to do that on the fly, not
Yeah.
gonna happen.
So you get your small mirror.
yep. I'm going to crouch down low and see if I can see down the alleyway.
It's pretty dark. You're not able to see. You're able to see light from one of the torches across the way. The dim light kind of meet the mouth of this alley, but that's what you're able to see. You don't see any forms in the light. A crack of lightning peels across the sky and the mirror flashes and lights up. You can see just for a second there's nothing in the alley. Boom! Thunder echoes across the sky again. And you can kind of...
Maybe he's checking the other alley.
Yeah, I'll double back and check the other alley.
Okay, you double back, check the other alley. You look.
I don't have a mirror, so it's just going to be... I'm gonna expose this much. Just
see blackness. It's pitch black down that alley.
Oh, there's light coming from the roadway, right?
Yeah, you do see at the mouth of the alley there's no movement.
Okay. Do I see anything moving that's obstructing the light from there, from where I am?
You don't see any shadows coming from the getting cast in the light specifically, or anything in between you to cause that silhouette effect. Okay. You don't see anything.
All right. I come back and it looks clear.
I don't see anything on this side. See if we can track down any more patrols, or...
Longer we wait, more likely someone finds that body.
And the storm's not going to last forever.
Meat and murder. Oh, God. It's tasty.
Delicious vengeance.
Yeah, so wait for another crack of thunder and try again with the hook.
Okay. Roll your investigation.
16.
16. Very good. Crack of lightning goes off. Give him the signal.
No.
Alright, you throw it. You go. It goes over the fence.
I'd make sure to do this over a spot that has none of those damn vines.
Very good, sir. Very good, sir. You do. And you catch on to the edge of the inside of the fence itself.
Alright.
Of the stone wall, sorry. Not fence. It seems to be solid.
I'm going to try and scale it again.
Okay.
With advantage?
Oh, with the rope, yeah, absolutely, for sure.
8. 15.
Okay, there you go. The 15 does it. It's sheer and kind of slick, but the stone is just really, really smooth. But you scamper your way up, and you're able to get over.
Alright. Before I drop down to the ground on the other side, I am going to quickly take a look, see if I see any movement in the...
Roll that perception.
That's a 12.
Okay. You, there's no light back here.
Okay.
It's dark. You can see... Flash. We already had a flash. Yeah, it's pretty dark back here.
Alright, well I'm going to carefully acrobatics drop my way down to try and not hurt myself on the way down. With a 23.
23. Very nice. As you acrobatic your way down, you kind of slide, put your feet against the wall, slide down. The first thing you catch is just the sight of the inner wall and all the just dully iridescent flowers covering every single inch of the inside stone wall. Roll your dexterity saving throw normally.
17.
17 is a pass.
Okay.
That would be 5 points of damage.
I have 4 hit points left.
Lucky that was halved.
We just got in here. Ow.
As you're sliding down, the more acid splashes upon you. You're able to get most of it out of the way and brushed off before it does any damage. However, your leather armor is now nullified. It is far too damaged to do any sort of defense. Ravim.
I'll try and go up. And it's acrobatics.
Yes, sir.
16.
Or strength to climb up. I guess, did I say acrobatics before?
No, you said athletics.
Athletics. Yeah, athletics to climb up, and
13.
13. It's a rope. Edge roll with advantage.
Oh, no, I didn't. 13.
You're able to clamber up, but just that last bit is a bit of a tough one to pull up. But you get your leg up and over. Perception with disadvantage, sir. Did you notify him after you came down? Did you cry out in pain?
Nope. I wouldn't have notified him.
Okay.
Although he... Yeah.
What's your perception?
7.
7. Okay. You get to the top. It's dark back there. It's quiet.
Well, I'd sit at the top of the wall, pull the rope up, and set the grappling hook and throw the rope down on the opposite side.
Mm-hmm.
And use the rope to...
Roll your strength with advantage and your dex save normally.
So 17 for that, and a 22.
Okay, you're climbing down this side, and it's like, this is a lot easier to climb down. There's like handholds in there. You get halfway down, and you see the iridescent yellow or red and white flower kind of just dangle over you in the rope, and it just kind of, your breath catches. And as you take one more step around, one of the vines snaps in front of you as the rope pulls the flower off and splashes and kind of goes over your shoulder. You just kind of dodge out of the way and let go of the rope, and you fall the rest of the 8 feet. No damage for the fall. But you do miss that large burst of acid that flung out. Ooh, very good. Take 5 points of damage, or 5 points of acid, as it shoots and glances off your shoulder. That is the halved damage.
Is the rope still intact, or...?
The rope is not intact.
Awesome.
And for continuity, you hear a clang, clang, clang on the outside.
Okay.
Just accept it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you guys no longer have ropes with grappling hooks attached to them.
Apparently the storeroom's going to have everything we need to... So, we'll gather a couple. I am going to gather up what's left of the rope, and...
There's still a sizable piece of the rope. Take 10 feet off the rope just for the knots and everything, and the acid damage that worked up through the bindings to cut it off clearly.
So you never told me about the potions that you found. So
Well,
never mind.
one's potentially a potion, one's potentially not.
Yeah, well, the one potentially a potion I don't know about, so. 'Cause I am in rough shape.
I'm not doing much better. I'm a wizard.
Wait. What? Says the rogue you're going into this place with.
God damn! Why didn't you tell me that sooner?
Why did I bring a wizard with me?
You probably would have been better off with the old
I didn't
lady.
think the wizard was going to try and scale the fence. But here we are. You are in the backyard.
Hey, I was basically doing it better than he was.
I mean,
I would be much, much better off if I didn't roll those 2 nat 1s on my first
that
one.
was rough, yeah.
Alright, so...
Make your way to the back door?
Yes. I was going to say, so now what?
You guys make your way to the back door. Roll stealth. Unless you're going to strong arm it in there after holding the fence.
After all of that, no. 22.
Okay, very nice.
If we strong arm the front door, yes, we're going to do all of the stealth stuff to strong arm the back door.
They wouldn't expect it. 12.
12, okay. And Darven again?
22.
22, that's right. Super high, that's why I forgot about it.
Because it didn't matter.
I cease to
You guys-
exist.
Because he stops existing.
You guys walk up to the door, and you're there. The windows back here, there's 2 of them seem to be boarded up. But the door is there.
Okay. Well, I am going to check the door for traps.
Of course.
That is a 19 investigation.
It is trapped.
Okay.
You can see that from the outside, the trap is in fact on the outside, prepared for somebody to walk in to the garden, not to walk from the garden. So it's very easy to see.
Okay, so it's a trap that's out here that I can easily see. So I'm going to easily disable it.
Yep, roll it. Disable that trap. Roll that 1.
17.
17, easily enough. You snip the wire that's on the trigger mechanism. 17 on the dice.
17 total.
Okay, and the device is disabled.
Okay. Can I tell what it would have done if it went off?
You see that the wire is leading to somewhere inside the house. Perhaps some sort of notification that someone's in the backyard.
Okay. Alright.
But as of now, it is not triggered.
Well, I am going to see if the door has a lock. Is there an obvious lock on it?
It has a handle that does have a keyhole-shaped lock in it.
Okay, I'm just going to see if it is locked, just to see if I can move the
Yep, your
handle a
stealth
little
is
bit.
very good. It is locked.
Alright, unlocking. That is a 21 just from proficiency. I'm assuming dexterity based, so 25.
It's your thieves' tools bonus, so it's going to be pretty
Plus-
large considering that roll.
Yeah, 25.
You notice straight off the bat this is a high-end lock, but you get it. You unlock it. You slide it by the pins. You find the space and click. The door opens
Alright.
or unlocks.
Well, I am going to I want to check the hinges first, if I can see them from this side.
It opens outward. Yeah.
So I can see the hinges.
Yeah.
I am going to take one of the vials of oil and I'm going to oil the hinges
Of course. You oil the hinges.
before I open the door.
You open the door.
Slowly.
It makes no noise. The door opens silently. Nonny, Earilon,
Yeah, that's us.
you guys make your way. What do you do with the corpse?
Well, Earilon can't carry it, so he's gonna
Oh,
look to the guards who are clearly judging him, like intensely. At least as far as he can tell. Can I insight to see what they like?
yes,
see if
you
I can
most certainly can.
see if I can guess what they're thinking of me. That is a 13.
13, it's
You monster.
part amazement, maybe, part fear, part surprise. A lot of mixed emotions you're getting from this group of 5 guys, one of them covered in mud.
So
I think it's possible.
says
It's a big turnaround.
he says to the guards, looking down, kind of in shame. He's like, tried to stabilize him so he could get more information out of him, but the ground was slick, and I
Murdered him.
elbow went through his rib cage. We need to take his body back and tell Dermot. We can't leave him out in the street like this.
Okay.
That's what he tells the guards.
Okay, they quickly stumble and grab at his legs and his arm and lift him up over their shoulders, and they look at you, Earilon.
And he just starts walking back down the main road because
And they look at you, Earilon.
he starts walking down the main road because pretty sure it just circles right around.
Oh yeah, the way you guys didn't go far. You came back up in the alley, so you're on the same main street for that one.
Yep. He comes back and he's
If
leading.
I go down, make sure he doesn't try to revive me.
only if it's stormy and muddy.
Take my chances.
Earilon will kind of be like in front, I guess, and he'll look back. And is Nonny following along too, or?
Yeah. So Nonny, obviously sees that Earilon is very upset, and she's gonna sort of toddle up to catch up with him, and she just slides her hand into his hand and starts walking back towards the
He'll look.
wagon. That's the word I was looking for. Words are hard.
He's kind of. Earilon's kind of just out of it
Absent-minded.
at the moment, so he's just walking without really much thought. So he's out of it. So feeling a hand grasp his kind of makes him blink and just look down, and he's not really surprised or disgusted or anything. He just says, "Is everything okay?" And his face he's just not here. He's just not here. Like Nonny could see it clear as day. He's not trying to hide it. He's just completely.
Lights are on, nobody's home.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, then don't worry about rolling your perception to find Dermot when you get back to camp.
Yeah.
Or unless you were looking for him.
No, he's just gonna say to the guards back there, "Find Dermot. I'll keep watch." Just completely monotone.
Okay. So there. You're on watch with Earilon then.
Nonny's making him some more tea.
Okay, sounds good. I'll get in your disassociated state roll perception with disadvantage. 6, okay. Yet yours just keeps running in your head over and over again. You know, was it bad luck? Was it meant to be?
Crunch.
You know, was it supposed to happen? You know, Grenhilda's, provides, but in the same way she takes away, she takes what she must. Was this meant to be? Did you help this along? Was this your fault?
Closes his eyes for a moment, and he asks mentally, prayer for guidance. He says, "Am I straying too far from your path, Grenhilda?" And he opens his eyes again.
And you open your eyes and you see Nonny directly in front of you, holding a steaming cup of tea.
He blinks a few times and seems to kind of be a little tiny bit more present, fixating on the tea, and he nods a thank you and takes it and takes a sip, and he says, contemplating quite a lot. He doesn't say anything else though, unless he's asked. He just goes silent, sipping at the tea. And he's kind of looking through Nonny.
Who sits down next to him and just reassuringly pats his grandma style. Just pats his leg and
It is pouring rain out here, by the way.
Yep.
You guys are under the front lid of the wagon, the only place where it's not raining. You can see the other guards kind of walking around. Not so much yourself. Nonny, you see it though. As they walk by, they kind of lean up to each other and they kind of nod towards Earilon. One whispers in another's ear, and the look of disbelief and amazement spreads to his face. You hear a few things. You're like, yeah, covered in blood. He did it by himself.
Absolutely vicious.
And Nonny just sort of narrows her eyes at them behind her Coke bottle glasses.
Can you even
Doesn't
see
say
that?
anything.
Judgment.
One's just looking, staring like
She's
wide-eyed,
adopted, you know.
and the other one, Nonny, you see, looks at you and elbows him in the rib cage, and they both part ways and they go the other way.
She does a curt nod and then just goes back to patting his leg gently.
A crack of lightning goes over your head, and the thunder follows up. Crack of lightning goes overhead, and the thunder follows up almost instantaneously. It's boom, crash. You can hear, you can feel the ground shake beneath your feet. Ravim and Darven, you are in the garden at the back door, one of the back doors of the Black Tavern. You have disabled the trap, and the door is unlocked
And slightly open.
and slightly open.
Alright, can I see any light in this room?
There's no light in this room. A rope perception now that we're inside.
now my dice rolls start sucking. That is a 14.
14. You can see no light in this particular room, but at the bottom of the door ahead of you, and in a crack by the middle of the wall, you can see kind of in a vertical crack in the wall, that there seems to be light emitting through there. Only little bits though. Seems to be closed up pretty good.
Okay. Well, I am going to stealthily enter the room
Alright.
with a 25. And
Very
I'm
good.
going to slip over to the crack in the wall and I'm going to try and look through it.
Yep, you have to get in behind the bar on this side. It looks like another an extension of the bar on this side as well. And as you get closer to the crack in the wall, it seems to be a window, only about 3 feet high. It seems to go about 6 feet wide, and it seems like the doors kind of fold out in a way to have an opening right into the kitchen, as if someone is passing food and drinks through.
Okay.
And all around it, sorry, you're on the wrong side. But all on the inside of this, you do see it covered in exotic spices, things like that, cooking materials, flour, sugar.
Okay.
You see a blue particular kind of salt.
Blue salt?
So,
Did you say blue salt?
Blue salt. That's right. That's right.
do I know of the strange lady who likes cooking?
Yes.
That's
Yes,
the most
you do.
appropriate description of Nonny.
You have never had a meal this good. In your roguish and cold-blooded killer lifestyle, you have slept in poor places. Not much so on the rich and fancy type meals either. But what she cooked you the other day, you would kill for it. You might.
And by other day, you mean a couple hours ago?
My mistake. Yes, yes.
Round
A couple
one.
hours ago.
Gentlemen, round one.
Excellent, excellent.
Dogs.
Round one. Dogs.
Dogs.
Alright, well, I am going to pocket a thing of that salt.
Thing of that salt is in this large glass jar, probably about 12 inches high, about big, maybe like about the size of a football.
Nah,
This
maybe.
fancy glass jar, about half full of salt.
You alright?
No, good reflexes, buddy. Good reflexes.
Dodge
I thought
it.
you hit the light. I was gonna, that would have been a lot worse.
No, I can't do that. I cannot risk,
Maybe on the way out.
yeah, maybe on the way out.
Let's see how things go.
Yeah, depending on if I'm still breathing. I am in rough shape. So, is there a wall between the area we entered and the kitchens? Or is this all one open area?
It's all one open area.
So I can see the sink.
Yes, you can. It's a double sink behind you.
Okay.
Those weird oval shapes right there, yes.
Yeah, well, I am going to... So, through the crack that I could... through the gap that I could
Yes.
see, do I see anything out in that front room?
Roll perception when you get to that crack, please. Yeah, I'm sorry.
22.
Oh, fantastic. Not only do you see a little bit, you hear. You hear somebody... You can see two separate shadows moving about the room. And not saying too much. They just seem to be moving about, looking out the window.
Alright, well...
You also hear them say, "You should have been back 20 minutes ago."
Does the other one say anything in response to that?
There was no response. But they're still kind of moving. Every now and then they go up by the window, check and see if anybody is coming, I guess.
Well, I'm going to stealthily head back to, it's Ravim. I'm going to head back to Ravim, and I'm going to let him know that there's just just hand signals two. I'm pointing out the front, hoping he gets my gist.
I can figure out what some sort of movement and pointing it out to the other room means.
Okay. And
It's not a complicated code.
What did you just say?
Well, he went to.
I thought you said he's not a complicated goat.
Oh no!
Not every goat is complicated.
Like, I walked out of the room for 2 seconds.
And now we're talking about goats.
And now we got goats.
It's all part of my cunning plan.
Kale kills goats, just so you know.
Alright, so I will...
Another potential episode name, Not a Cunning Goat.
Not a cunning goat.
I have killed goats.
My goats. Specifically. The very first time that I played
That's right. That's right.
D&D.
Alright, so... do we kill them, or...
Yeah, might as well go for it.
Your stealth was really, really good. I'll get you to add to your stealth to see how much surprise round you guys get if you're going to plan this.
We got a 21. Stealth.
Okay. Okay, you guys are very quiet. As you move towards, there's a door, and there's that window that you can open.
So there's a window there that could be opened, and there's also the door.
Just slide it right over that one.
Cool. Does the door appear to be locked and or trapped?
Locked and trapped. It looks like, take your perception and your attention to the details.
Perception, 23.
And your attention to the details, you see that these hinges are a dual set of hinges. This door swings both ways and seems to settle in the middle.
Okay. I'll get the far one, you get the close one. Alright. Do I have a shot at the far one from this side of
From the door or the window?
from the window?
From the window, you have a shot on everybody from the window. The window opens 6 feet wide,
Okay.
and you can see the entire front foyer.
Does it look like it'll be noisy for me to open it?
Looks like it might clatter, make a little bit of noise, but not enough, and it's not going to take a lot of time to open.
Okay.
You can't see any locks or anything. It looks like it has, it swivels on little mechanisms at the top.
Okay.
Noise? Yes, but yeah, it's not going to have a problem though.
Have we heard thunder since coming in here?
You know what? Just now. Lightning flashes in the windows.
I turned I turned part of the door just enough.
Roll your investigation for that one, since you're the first.
Investigation 16.
Okay, good enough. Yeah, it's a DC 15 to calculate the storm above because it's really, really close now. So it flashes.
I opened it just enough that I'm able to get my get an arrow through there.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Then I look to Ravim.
Okay, this is all happening at the same time. You're opening that window. It's going to make a bit of a noise.
with doing it with.
Oh,
the
that's right. Thank you. That's right. Yeah.
So looking to you. Count down from 3,
Yep.
and then I draw on fire.
Roll your attack.
I don't know why that made me so happy.
With advantage?
Yeah, they haven't acted yet. You guys have got the drop.
Well, that is a 20. And yeah, so 20 total.
Okay.
3, 7, 8, 9.
Damage.
Yeah. To the one by the door.
One by the door. As the arrow flies out through this little gap in the kitchen window, it flies across the room. You can just hear it hit him right in the back, and it pushes him right up against the window. Because that was a really good roll. Where's those 2 dice at? 1 and 1.
That was a good burger.
As he hits him in the back, and he lunges forward against the window and smacks on the window, and you can hear as he starts to fall to the squelch of his skin on the window as he falls down. And then
I'm gonna charge it.
you open the door and charge out. Just as this, you can see this guy grabbing his weapon to turn around.
Do I have my full action? Like my move
Surprise
and
action? Surprise rounds, I'm going to say, is just
One
just
action.
an action.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if I had the movement, I'd also move to try and help him with flanking him. But
You're probably going to be not going first because this is probably going to be over.
yeah.
Well, this would also be part of my surprise. So
Yeah. That's right. So if you, that's right. If you had planned, like, your surprise round was to run in and attack,
Yeah.
I'd say attacking and then moving
Okay.
might be a little different because but if you're going to run in and make that move for an attack or a charge, something like that, I would allow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would have
we
waited.
were trying to do this at the
see
same
if the
time.
shot dropped him before I would even move. So.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was perfect. So yeah, you rush in, you open the door. He's just coming around. He's got a scimitar in his hand.
flat-footed.
Oh yeah, still flat-footed. He hasn't had enough time to prepare defenses.
Well, that's a nat 19.
Okay, so that's going to get it.
4 total, 9 damage.
9?
Yep.
You guys are so fucking lucky. What do you hit him with?
Rapier.
Rapier. Oh, you're going to go bloody on this one. As he comes around, he opens up his flank and his chest to swing down at you as he sees you at the corner of your eye, and your rapier catches him right under the right under the arm. You can see it go in his. Oh, he pauses, drops the rapier, goes clang, clang, clang on the ground, and then he's dead weight in your arms. That's 9 points. You got them both. Boom, boom. Very nice, gentlemen. So one guy, the squelch on the glass, he falls and crumples down to the ground slowly. This guy you hit, he's on your blade.
I did sort of grab him and slowly lower him down while I draw the sword out.
Okay, sounds good. He falls, little crumple on the ground, but the scimitar did go clang, clang upon the ground. Oops. What are you going to do?
Listen to see if there's any sound coming from upstairs. Uh, 19.
You don't hear any sound from upstairs. You don't hear any footsteps, anybody moving around.
Odds are our tower is asleep upstairs at this time of night.
Other patrol.
Well, now to check the sink.
Check the sink.
I'm going to try and move the bodies into here.
Of course, yeah. You start doing that. You check the sink right away.
I'm gonna take a look at the sink. I want to see if it's got any traps, any sort of hidden mechanisms.
Okay, roll your investigation. Or your perception, sorry. See.
That is 23.
Okay, you're looking at the countertop. It looks fairly standard countertop. The doors seem pretty standard, untrapped, unlocked, small hinges. You open it up and you can see the sink goes into an empty hole, and it drops down in an even larger hole. That a ladder goes down about 10 feet.
Okay. Alright, I will close it back up, and then I'm going to help him remove the other body.
Okay, so he gets the body and you drop it off. He closes the doors, and now both bodies are in the back.
Alright. Ladder goes down about 10 feet. Guess the dwarf doesn't die when we come back.
Not yet, anyways. I'm gonna search these two.
Yes, of course. Search them. Quick or slow?
Quick.
Okay, quick search. Do you want to search one as well?
I'll search the other
Okay,
one.
roll your investigations quickly.
19.
19, very nice.
This dice.
16.
16, okay. So, the 19, you find everything that Ravim found before.
Okay.
All those things, small bag of unidentified amount of coinage. You find everything except the poison Ravim on your body. So that's 2 red vials, 1 red vial, 1 poison vial,
Okay.
small bag of gold, 4 daggers, and 4 daggers.
Okay. I want to find out what.
Scimitars too. They each had a scimitar, so.
Okay. I want to find out what this, this red liquid is.
Let's, I'll give you a nature or arcana, whatever you choose.
Arcana +2. That's only a 9.
9 is... This is a high fantasy realm. Magic items are common. Well, common as in book-wise common. This little... You've seen different potions before, different kinds. They're not all the same. They're not all red for this, not all blue for that. This one kind of similar to maybe a potion of healing, but you can't be sure. But you can't be sure. It's that little white ribbon going through it that's throwing you off a little.
Okay.
You see him looking at it, shaking it up a bit. You have 2 of them yourself now.
I guess I'll try and figure it out. And it was either nature or arcana?
I gave him nature because of his ranger background. Totally arcana for you, all the way.
Okay.
Oh, actually, you're a goddamn wizard. You're like, that's a weird ribbon in there. You don't know what the ribbon's for. You've never seen that before, but this is clearly a potion of healing. Yeah.
Any
Okay.
idea?
Fancy potion of healing? Maybe the ribbon is a benefit or disguise. Hard to say.
Well, fortune favors the bold. I drank one.
The
Yeah.
serial killer is now on his lawn.
So, fate,
It's like he knows.
fortune favors the bold,
Yes.
and I drink it.
Okay, you drink it. Roll 2d4 plus 2.
1, 5, so 7.
Alright, 7 hit points gained.
Which is a lot better than what I had.
And if it's above 70%, which it is not, it's a 4. Nothing happens. Except the healing, of course. don't get me wrong.
Your healing potion is broken.
No. Nothing happens. So you guys head down the hole?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am going to take. Well, I'm going to open my bag of coins.
Yep.
And I'm going to fish out a copper piece, if there are any in there.
You throw the copper piece in?
I'm going to drop the copper piece down the hole.
Okay. Falls down, goes. Roll perception.
That's an 11.
11.
I rolled a 3.
Don't hear anything. You roll perception too, now that you've seen that happen.
9.
Don't hear anything either.
Okay. Well, I don't hear anything, so that is odd. So I'm going to take another one. Listen really, really close with a 25.
I'll listen closely with an 18.
Okay. As it falls, you can just hear this soft little. Just a. That's all. Even shorter than that. Just like a small tuft.
Okay.
Like a sound.
That's
Landed in something soft.
Quite possibly, yeah. It didn't. I didn't make it sound like it went off into a different realm or something.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it
just
sounded
dissolved.
like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, please go down the hole.
Well, I'm
Level
going
2.
down.
Transported to the Fey realm. It's like, well,
I am going down the hole. Slowly.
Slowly. With caution.
Okay. You climb down 10 feet
Okay.
and you step down off the ladder.
What do I see at the ground level?
You see. Hey.
Okay.
Although no, you did. Shit, you guys still can't see in the dark. Roll with disadvantage your perception, please.
21 and 9.
Hey, you're looking down. You can see something there. Something's on the ground. It's definitely the ground. You're not sure what it is though.
Okay. I touch it with my foot.
It's soft. It goes down maybe about 2 inches.
Okay. I step off the ladder.
You step. You're standing in something.
Okay.
It's dry. Makes a bit of a scratchy noise.
Okay. I am going to take out one of my candles and I'm going to light it.
You light it. You see hay on the ground.
Okay.
You see the ladder around you, and you can see, hay, and you see 2 bright coins, or 2 dull coins in the hay.
I'll pick my coins back up. Waste not, want not. And I am going to start. I'm going to. I have a candle, so I'm going to signal for Ravim to come down.
You fall asleep?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was like, what's happening?
I just heard
you
that.
you were looking down and I couldn't see.
Oh, the hat?
Yeah, so I was looking over and it looked like your eyes were closed and I'm like,
I looked over and Greg's like,
I thought I heard a lighter
Are you
strike,
okay?
so I was like,
No.
that's what I thought I heard a lighter strike for some reason.
I just didn't want to the last one.
no, go for it.
Alright, Ravim, you've been signaled down.
I climbed down.
You step down. There's 5 feet of light down there.
5 feet of regular, bright light, 5 feet of dim light.
There you go, that's right. You see around 10 feet around you, there's hay. It seems to be a small, 5 foot wide cavern, maybe about 8 feet high, dug into the ground. And it goes easy enough to tell the direction, you're only down one level. It seems to be going up the ridge towards into the higher plains. The cave seems to extend further down. Did you guys follow said cave?
Well, if I don't see a large amount of oil to burn, enough to burn down the town within those 10 feet, I'm going to have to go a little deeper.
Okay, sounds good. As you guys are walking, you walk about 20, 30 feet, and then there seems to be kind of a T intersection as you approach it from 10 feet. It goes left and it goes right.
Damn dwarf said nothing. Dwarf said nothing of
Never give it to these.
yeah.
Within 10 feet, did you approach the T intersection?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't sound sure about that.
Who's in lead?
I had the candle.
Roll a dexterity saving throw, please.
22.
22. As you're walking forward to the T intersection, you step into it, and underneath the hay, you can feel something shift. So, make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
25.
25. Very good. Very good. That was cocked. Okay, very low. So, take 2 points of damage as from the top right corner on the wall in front of you, there's a small bolt that gets shot out of a hole dug into the ground and just catches you in the shoulder. Roll a Constitution saving throw for me also.
Oh god. 18.
18. Okay. Take 1 point of poison damage. Can't half a 1. And now your candle lights up 10 feet to the left, and you can see a door. And 10 feet to the right, the cavern continues.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing I took that healing potion.
For all 3?
What?
For all 3 points of damage?
I would have been at 1.
It'll still be up.
True. Alright, I am going to carefully approach the door
Okay, you carefully approach the door.
and perception, see if there's a lock or any sort of trap that I can see.
Of course. Also, backtracking slightly, I need stealth checks at disadvantage. Walking on hay.
Well, my stealth check then is a 13.
16.
Okay. Okay.
I rolled a double 13.
I
Nice,
rolled
there
a
you
5.
go. How do you do? We continue.
Alright. So, perception on the door, that is a 17.
Okay. Perception on the door with the light. It does not appear to be trapped.
Okay.
It does not appear to be locked.
Alright. I am going to listen at the door to see if I hear anything moving on the other side.
So
23.
23, you can hear little bits of scratching, little kinds of squeaky noises past the door, but that's all.
Alright. Does the door look like it opens inwards or outwards?
Towards you.
Towards me? Okay, I'm going to open the door, but I'm going to keep the door between me and the opening.
Okay, certainly. Giving your
Hey. Hey.
My AC is probably higher than his.
yeah, that's
By
your
2.
page. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So you do open the door. Ravim, with the candlelight, you see immediately casks and boxes, and you can smell the scent of some heavy scent. Not necessarily spices. Roll knowledge, nature.
12.
12. These are chemicals. These aren't spices. This isn't food. This is some sort of chemical that you're
This is a
smelling.
lab.
Yeah, quite possibly.
No one inside?
Not in the. It does go off to the left-hand side where you can't see, but it does. You can just see the first 5 feet of the room. You can't tell.
It's Breaking Bad. It's a lab and there's blue salt. It makes perfect
Oh,
sense
there
now.
you go. That's right. Sets up in the kitchen too.
Yeah. There are restaurants that do that.
We got it. We figured it out.
No wonder they have so many people that just keep coming back.
So many guards.
Nah, the food wasn't that great.
Yes, that's
Oh.
right.
They must not all eat yours with meth, then.
That guy only finished half his beer, right?
Yeah. The dwarf didn't finish his ale.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh. All right.
So you guys open the door and you do see casks, barrels. Further exploration of that particular room, it's the store room. You guys can see a smaller casks of oil, yay big, maybe a foot and a half high, half a foot round or so. Roll, if you do want to spend the time to look in there, it's easy enough to find the oil.
I'm going to say we check the other way before we spend too much time here.
Yeah.
You have identified the oil nonetheless.
Yeah, well, close the door
Okay.
and carefully check the other direction.
Okay, you walk down the other direction as carefully as you were before, walking through the hay, and about 20 feet down, you guys see another door.
Okay. Check to see if it's trapped or obviously locked. That is a 21 perception.
21. It doesn't appear to be locked from this side. There doesn't seem to be any lock or key mechanism.
Alright, and I don't see anything that would indicate it being trapped.
Now it seems with that perception you're able to see in the small cracks of the door that it's pitch black behind.
Okay. Well, I am... Oh. Does it open in or out?
It opens outwards.
Okay. So I am going to give you the moment to move out of the way this time.
It's 20 feet back in the T intersection. To get out of line of sight.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess
No, I'll just stand there in the hall.
Hey guys.
I open it.
You open it. Okay.
Slowly.
Slowly, as you open the door slowly. Okay.
I get shot in the face.
No.
Well, you're behind the door. I get shot in the face.
No. Ravim, as the door opens, you can see from your position, as the door opens, you hear a ting, and then the room lights up, bright light, and light is cast down the hallway, and you can see behind a desk that's been flipped over. Can't remember if I described her. Anyway, quickly I'll do it again. You can see locks of brown hair, kind of unruly and undone, and kind of a half braided beard. She has one arm.
Bar waitress? Barmaid?
You got it. Well, the only barmaid that you did see there.
Yeah.
And she's got her hand over, and you can just kind of see just the top of her face as the door opens and the light goes. She squints a little bit, and she pulls out a hand crossbow, and she shoots at you. She got 19 plus.
What's the 19 plus?
Can't tell you that. I shouldn't even have told you 19. I forgot about shield, you son of a bitch. It's 19 plus is what I can tell you.
I'm going to activate my shield.
Puts you to 21?
Yeah.
Okay, she still hits.
Yeah.
She still hits. As you put the shield up, it goes up, but as soon as the arrow hits it, it punctures right through it, and it gets you right in the chest, right square. Take 10 points of damage.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Unconscious. Damn it.
Probably shouldn't have stood in the hallway, huh?
At least this time I gave him a chance.
That's right. You made your choice.
That's a correction. Correction. I rolled the incorrect dice. 8 points of damage. I don't know if it's going to change anything.
I still go down.
Okay, you still go down, but it was a correction on the dice. My
Yeah.
apologies. So, he takes the bolt in the chest and just drops backwards. You hear the thud.
Okay. How far away is she?
She's 10 feet in there. And it's
Oh,
bright
10
light
feet
now.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 feet. It's a small 10 by 10. Looked like an office before you went down. Looked like an office.
I tell you what I saw, but I can't.
I'm thinking on charging in there and hoping to drop her in one shot, but if I fail, I'm screwed.
At this point, it is initiative, though.
Well, I guess
Not
that
bad.
20.
That's not that good. You are going first. Okay.
If I charge in and hit her and I drop her, that's what that deals with that threat. If I charge in and I miss, or I charge in and I don't drop her, I have 8 hit points. And
I
that-
potentially bleed to death.
yeah.
Go for the gusto.
Easy for you to say. You're sitting underneath the wagon crying because you accidentally killed the dude.
I slammed the door shut.
Okay. Very nice. Very
Well,
nice.
I closed the door quickly. I'm not slamming it because that makes noise. And then I know you picked up 2 of those potions.
Yeah.
You mentioned it.
Oh,
I am
you-
going
There-
to him,
That's knowledge. Common knowledge.
and I am pouring one of them down his throat.
There you go. Roll it. D4 plus 2. 2d4 plus 2, sorry. Roll a percentile while you're at it, since I'm currently engaged.
7, so 9.
You want a full percentile?
Yes, sir. 70 plus.
20.
Okay. You gain the normal hit points.
Up to 9.
You breathe in, you can feel the pressure in your chest pushing against the bolt as
That sucked.
Darven kind of pulls it out and it gets pushed out by the magical essence at the same time.
Alright, and if I still have a little bit of movement, I'm going to go and grab onto the door and try and make sure that if she does try to come out, she can't.
So you're going to brace it
I'm going
close.
to, well,
Because
the
it
door
opens towards
it
you.
opens towards me?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I'm going to brace it.
Okay, you brace the door. Roll athletics.
That's an 8. It's a flat die roll.
No worries. Okay, you brace
But
the door.
hey, at least now she's going to have to work for it.
Ravim, you can roll your
Initiative?
initiative, yes.
23.
Okay, so you can go.
Away, quickly.
Oh no. I'm drawing my rapier and I'm activating my blade song.
Okay, there we go. Tell us what. You need anything specific that you want to happen? How does it look?
At the moment, nothing seems to happen because I'm not really moving.
Gotcha. I'll wait for you to explain when you move. Perfect. Okay. Now, I suppose she would have got an action before she went, so she goes back to the top of the round. Is you enact your blade song. Darven. Love this game. We're on the fucking edge of a blade. PC's life at risk, his entire future. There we go. He makes the right call. He shuts the door. Says, fuck carnage. Choose the path of Anra. Mercy.
I wouldn't go that far.
I use the path of if I get
Survival
shot-
is
if
what
I
he
get shot
chose.
here, I'm not going. We're not both going to bleed to
Path of fair fights are for suckers.
All right, so I am.
Quick time check, please, guys.
8:05.
I yell in through the door
Negotiation. Okay.
to drop the weapon, and she doesn't need to die.
Roll deception.
No, actually, I have no intention on killing her.
Yeah. Yeah. Roll deception.
Or persuasion.
No.
Oh, they're both the same, and that's an 18.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. So.
Well, I have proficiency in both deception
that's
and
18 total.
18 total.
Okay, here's 17 natural.
Okay.
Just over the mark. She says, "Don't be stupid. Dermot's gonna find me and kill me. It's not your hand I'm afraid of."
Did that take any part of my turn yelling that out?
To go for the roll, yeah, that would have been your action.
Alright.
Unless you got some information out of it, and
Okay.
yeah, the door is still closed.
He's the one who told me to make sure that a certain person was out in the garden. And do I recognize the?
I think he. You would. You have. Yeah, you've seen her. Yeah, it's her. That's the girl. That's Ablin. Ablin Stone Shallow. Ablin Stone Shallow. Yes, that's her. Dwarf lady that runs the tavern.
That's the one who runs the tavern. So, okay. She made her choice. Go get the oil.
Did you say that aloud?
Yeah. We'll burn her out.
It'd be more smoking and
Floor's covered in hay.
I was just gonna say, I've started fires with the hay from Amy's bed. That shit burns.
it does. Does she have another way out? Was there another door or anything in there that I could see?
Not that you've seen coming down this far. And from the back wall, nothing on the back wall. Side walls you couldn't see from your point of view, but there's nothing on the back wall for sure.
How wide was the back wall? Or
How
could I
wide?
see?
You couldn't really see from your angle. You were about 10 feet up, right behind him. He was right at the door.
Yeah.
No, you were pretty close. You would have seen that it was about 10 feet wide. You would have been seeing the corners of the inside wall at least.
Okay, so unless the room is basically trapezoid and extends way out at our end, it's 10 feet on one end, it's 10 feet on...
Theoretically, yeah, unless it does do something crazy.
Or there's the only other option is some sort of secret door in there. If they escape. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that the panic when we start lighting when things start getting filled with smoke, if, there isn't another way out, will tell us one way or the other. Nobody wants to die choking on smoke.
As opposed to some alternatives, it may actually be a better one. Is there a lid to a crate in the other room that I could move?
Lid to a crate?
Yeah.
I'm sure you could find something like that in the other room, yeah?
Hold that thought. I run to the other room, see if there's any thick wooden objects that I can use sort of as a shield.
There is a cask lid that's round, kind of a funky handle on it. It's not going to be perfect, but if you... we could work
I
something.
was looking something more for cover than an actual shield.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Like she has her desk up. I was thinking about there's something I can...
Nothing large enough that's going to give you any decent cover. Because that crossbow bolt, crossbow she's got, she seems pretty accurate with it.
Yeah, okay. Screw it. Open the door a touch.
I open it just enough. I open it until you say to stop.
So that looking in there, was that a brief look or an actual look to try and find something? Because that would have been your action.
About one turn.
About one turn. Okay, so you you take a look there and you move action to come back, and then
On my turn?
Next, yeah.
I
I
am
can go
going
40 feet. So.
okay, so you would have been easily And you can end up anywhere in that column, wherever you want to be. So.
Well, I am going to continue to brace the door.
Yep.
And I am going to take a flask of oil. Okay. And I am going to take that shirt that I took from that store. And I am going to rip a strip off of it. And I am going to make a Molotov cocktail.
Okay.
And I'm going to wait. Last chance.
Okay, now I'll get you to roll your intimidation with advantage after the discussing about burning and smoking and the whole logistics of how you're actually going to die.
That is a 15. And with advantage is a 16.
Excuse me.
No, sorry, that's even lower. That is a 12 and a 13. I only have a plus 5.
12 and a 13?
Yeah.
For her opposed. You say that, and there's quiet silence.
As opposed to the loud kind?
Well, she hasn't verbally surrendered.
Yeah, there's just this silence. And quiet seems to take a few seconds there. And then you hear, "Fine. I've dropped my weapon." You can hear a clatter.
Insight.
Yep.
18.
Just clatter, something on the ground. Seems truthful.
Only open the door with a touch.
I opened the door a touch. I make to look like I'm going to pull the door open really quickly. I'm only opening it a little bit, but I pull the door instead of like I'm going to throw the door open as opposed to just easing it.
Roll another deception.
Let's see if I can make her 19. Let's see if I can make her...
Bait this?
I'm going to bait the shot.
Trying. Okay.
I'm going to try to bait the shot if she didn't drop her crossbow.
Okay. Well, you do that. Your door opens quickly, and she reacts. And she throws a knife.
Sneaky.
And clunks in the door.
Fine. Alright, I should charge her.
Okay.
Don't do that.
No?
No.
No?
I told you to open the door a crack for a reason.
Okay, then I'll just keep it there.
Stop it! Stop!
Stop committing suicide!
Why are you doing this?
Look, if there's a plan, I'll forget it. If I don't forget it, I'll ignore it anyways.
That's why I'm not telling you my plan.
Okay.
You hear a shuffle.
Less chance of screwing it up.
Okay. I open it just a crack.
You hear a shuffle. Okay. Back to the top of the round.
So, I'm going to lean up against the wall so I can see just inside the room.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see her desk and basically where she would be standing? Can I see her?
Roll perception while you're peeking in through the door.
21.
Yeah, you can see she's huddled behind the desk again.
Okay. I'm going to drop a sleep spell on it.
Do you need... it's an area effect. There you go. Drop it, friend. Drop it. Okay, so how big is the square footage?
20-foot square,
Okay.
I believe.
So he could drop it on the back wall and hit that desk.
So how deep is the room?
It's 20 by 20.
Okay. So I hit the back, it doesn't hit us.
No, you're good. And, yeah, roll some hit point dice. Is that a 6 and a...
27.
27?
Not enough?
Silence. You don't hear anything.
Don't hear a dwarf snoring.
Well,
It didn't work.
Maybe it's not a deep sleep enough yet. You're not sure, but you don't hear anything. You don't hear a shuffling, you don't hear any grumbling, any cursing, any speaking.
still in there? No.
No response.
Can I incite the silence?
Incite the silence.
That doesn't
Insight,
work.
nothing.
Roll a 1. She's awake. You want to go stab her in the neck.
Yes, I do.
No, you cast your spell. You didn't find anything to go wrong with it. You can only assume that she's hiding really good or it has taken effect.
I'll go in.
You're going in? Okay. I pull the door open the rest of the way for him to go in.
All right, 17 crossbow bolts come. No.
I honestly got a little bit excited right there. I'm not gonna lie.
You walk in and you peek over the desk that has been knocked down. She is asleep on the ground in a heap.
Sleep in a heap.
Asleep in a heap.
Tie her up.
Yep.
Do you have any more rope?
Sorry.
Well,
Do you guys have any more rope?
We have the
I got the 40 feet of rope from beginning.
You got all the
and
broken bits?
I do have another bundle of 50 feet of rope.
Okay.
So,
all right then.
She is sufficiently tied in her unconscious state with a rogue ranger and a wizard here. So what are you guys gonna do?
drag her out to the backyard, like to the garden, like we were told, or like I was told to make sure she was in.
So we drag her upstairs. We get Gagger. We drag her upstairs. We load up a bunch of the oil, bring that all upstairs. Because we were told to burn this fucker to the ground.
Yeah.
And I'm finishing my mission.
Pour oil leading to her office, over to the other one, all the way up to the stairs, just scorched earth.
Okay, scorched earth.
Loading up the first floor with as much oil as we can get up there.
Before we do all of this, we should check to see if there's anything
Of value?
in that office of any value.
Yeah.
Okay, so quickly you're going to take the time to find everything.
Oh,
Take your time.
she's only asleep for how long?
I think it's an hour, but
You brought her upstairs.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, we gag her, we bind her. If we're gonna do the
sleep
search,
is a minute.
oh, well then,
Oh, sleep is a minute. That's a little different. Okay, thank you. Okay, so
we won't
rethink
have
that
the
plan.
time. So we won't have the time to search everything.
no, but we will have enough time to bind her up, and then we just beat her unconscious.
Then it'll take her hours to
Facts.
wake up. All right.
Facts. You only need her to sleep long enough to tie her up. After that, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, we don't even have to drag her upstairs first. We can just kick her into unconsciousness down here, so there's less of a chance of her being overheard.
Oh, I love it. Down, underground, beating.
A
A
dwarf.
tied up woman.
A tied up dwarf.
You know what?
How's your underground hole now?
Delron is watching. Oh God, is he watching, and he approves. So she wakes up. You guys kick the shit out of her into unconsciousness.
Yes.
Just okay.
And then one more for good measure.
And one more for good measure.
Also,
Good measure.
also dual damage.
Yes.
So she goes unconscious.
Just the
Kick
painful,
after kick.
just the painful parts, not the not trying to cave her skull in,
I'm
or
gonna say-
fracturing her rib cage.
I'm gonna say both of you make a wisdom saving throw.
17 on the die.
9.
9. Okay. So
21.
you're there. You're focusing. You try don't want to hit any, easy parts. You make sure you get her eye, make her so she can't see. Get her in the ribs, debilitate her somehow. You see, you get one in, you get two in, and this feels good. And you start really kicking in. He's really kicking in ribs now.
Yeah,
Roll a d4. Or roll a... sorry, it's just your strength plus your... plus 1. Yeah.
Oh, 1.
Okay. So, but you can...
I hear the crack.
You can hear one by one... Snap! Snap! And you can see it in his eyes, and he reels up again to do it. Again.
I stop.
And you stop him, and you kind of... draw yourself back for a second, Ravim, and that was all. You lost control right there. That was... You knew you had a plan, you knew you had a mission, but something
We
happened.
need this bitch alive.
Do we?
Yes.
Do we?
The mission was
To have her
alone in the garden.
Yes.
At what point does that include alive?
Do you really want to take the chance of it not being assumed we won't kill her?
Fine.
If it was a matter of not caring, he would say burn the place down with her in it.
Maybe we just want.
So,
Well, you've witnessed the pleasantry of trying to escape the garden.
Yes.
So she's in the garden alone while the inn is burning. You do the math.
okay.
I would rather not risk getting this wrong.
Fine, I got the pleasure of beating her for that bolt.
So you guys take the body then.
Yep. Take the
Take it
unconscious
outside?
one. Leave it with the other two bodies for now.
Okay.
Don't want to leave it outside.
Not until we set this place on fire.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys go back down, or you brought the oil and stuff up. Also, put the bodies there.
Well, we searched downstairs. We moved the oil to the bottom of the ladder. We move it all up together. We then searched the inn and anything else for valuables.
I take that blue salt.
That's right. Okay, you guys pocket up some things. When you guys are downstairs searching, down there, it takes a little while. The desk. There's a few things in her office. Lots of papers. Not important things for the most part. I get you to roll both investigations for all that stuff though.
21.
21.
20.
Okay, perfect. Very much. You guys are searching, and you're getting into this. You're finding these little square maps again, and you see them. There's a few different sets of them, and some of them have words on them, like just two words, like ST and LUI and things like this. Just different words, not all of them, but some of them. Like they were kind of halfway through what she was doing.
I'll gather up as much of it as I can.
Okay. And I'll have a bigger list of things
Odds
you
and
find
ends.
down here, odds and ends. Just it's simple stuff, but it'll be worth some. Similar to pirate booty, but I'll throw some flavor on it. And then you guys eventually do that. You gather up those, and you head upstairs. And okay, you're upstairs with the body.
All right. Well, let's set this place on fire.
Okay, did you guys put the oil downstairs first before you came up?
Probably.
And without knowing what I said, did both of you go downstairs to spread the oil around?
Well, one of us would have stayed with her just to make sure, because we don't know if we got everybody.
So who went downstairs?
Who's jumping on that grenade?
You went down? Perfect. You go down, start spreading oil amongst everything. From the back of the tabard, the black tabard, the door opens. And you hear a voice, Ravim, and it says, "Bring her in the garden."
Do I recognize the voice?
You can see him in plain. Yeah, it's
Okay.
the torch is actually still lit in the front area here. You see him. It's Dermot.
No, I drag her to the garden.
Okay, drag her out. You put her in the middle of the garden. He looks at the house and he says, "You should probably get to burning that."
We're working on it.
Fancy.
He doesn't take his eyes away from you.
Yeah, I take a couple steps back and back into the building.
Okay, back in the building, and as soon as you go inside the building, you start spreading oil around.
I'll wait for him to come up before. But yeah,
Certainly, okay. So
I come back up after I'm just oil, all the way.
sounds good. You splashing about the oil canisters and or oil casks rather, and then while you're waiting for him, you're kind of looking out one of the windows are boarded up, but you can kind of see through cracks. And he leans down to her and holds her head up, and you don't see exactly what he's doing, but she seems to rise up to her knees. And then he stands 5 feet back to her, and she now seems to be secured to something in the ground. Her hands are behind her, and she can't pull up, and you can... It looks like they're discussing it, and there's thunder and there's rain. You can't really make anything out, but I'll get you to roll perception.
19.
19. So as the lightning flashes in the sky and lights up the whole garden, you can see in Dermot's right hand he has a rapier, and it glistens in the light. This is when you come around the corner, Darven splashing the oil, and you see Ravim peeking out the window.
All right, I'm going to something interesting.
Completion of the mission.
There were 2 windows there, right?
Yep.
I'm going to look through the other one.
Okay, roll perception.
10.
10. Okay, as you guys are watching on, your window's a little bit more blocked up, a few less pieces, but you can still see a little bit. And you can see that she and Dermot are speaking with each other. You can't hear a word they're saying. The thunder is rocking in the sky and the rain is pouring down. And then all of a sudden she kind of puts up her hands, and then you see Dermot do a quick move. His hand just comes out and comes back down again, and one of her hands with the weight of the manacles flops off to the ground, and she kind of looks at it, and as she looks at it, the force of her head twisting, the head kind of moves and keeps twisting off and spins and then falls to the ground, and then the body collapses on the ground.
Metal.
Damn.
And what do you guys do?
Note to self: don't piss him
Oil.
We saw nothing.
get
We know nothing.
So as you guys are making your way through, you go up to the top, and the top rooms also have windows. And if you do take another peek, some morbid curiosity to look outside again, and you do peek, you can see Dermot down there, and he's holding the head of Ablin in the air, and he has something shiny as a hand. You can't quite see it. Oh, actually a 19, and yours was 20-something?
My perception was a 10.
10, okay, sorry. You can see it from here. You're the one that happened to look outside. You have more curiosity at this point. You know that Dermot's just a brutal murderer,
Yep.
kind of like yourself.
Yeah.
You look out the window.
I learned from the best.
You go. And he's holding Ablin's head up. Her brown hair and her partial of her beard is kind of cut off. And he holds this flask and he puts it up to her mouth. And you can see a blue-green haze kind of lift off from the body and the head and the hair. And it kind of coalesces into a small vortex, and it draws itself into the flask. You can see him flick it shut and quickly put it in. And he takes the head and he just goes, launches it, and it goes off into the bushes and the weeds. And then he walks towards the back wall into the shadow and disappears into the shadow. You guys in the house. Splash, oil everywhere.
Anything obvious of value, I grab.
Yep. You guys rolled incredible on your investigations, so there's going to be a nice little present in your booty there, and including that blue salt. Don't forget that stuff. That's going to be good news. And yeah, so there's lots of oil everywhere. You guys crammed as much of the higher end things you can in the pockets and the bags that you have. What do you do?
Well, I drag the 2 bodies from the 2 grunts we killed out front into the kitchen.
Dump them down the hole. Well, they were already in the kitchen.
Well, I dragged them over to where the cooking would be done.
Okay, gotcha.
And I'm going to make this look like I'm going to try and make this look like an accident.
We got up at 3 in the morning.
Accidentally
Drunk
spilled
deep fryer.
oil everywhere in the building and the basement.
The place is going
With
to
a
catch
bolt in
fire.
his back.
To be fair,
the place is going to catch fire.
they probably don't have a fire marshal, so
Yeah. I'm going to
arson
remove the bolt.
investigation.
I'm going to remove the arrow.
You got it. Roll your deception for that. Sure, with advantage, you got him with you for sure.
10, so 15. Yes, 15.
Okay, all right.
I try to make it look like as much of an accident as
try
I
to
can.
make it
Certainly.
look like an accident.
Excellent. All right. So tell me how you guys are gonna light the fire.
Well, we
Walk out the
poured-
front door and firebolt it in.
There you go. Okay, easy enough. So you guys walk out like you own the joint.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, at this moment,
Straight
we
into
did.
the arms of the police.
At
So-
the moment, we probably have the deed to the property we're about to burn down.
So you guys walk out.
Do we have
Door
insurance?
opens.
Clearly a cooking accident.
Darven,
Forgery, we do now.
Darven walks out, kind of spins around
I
on the
have
heels.
calligraphy just for that purpose.
Just like a forged insurance documents.
You start walking backwards, and then Ravim comes out, kind of holds the door open, and with his 2 fingers, or just kind of points and takes a step out, and it hits, and lantern just goes up. So you hit it, and it just rushes out like a wave from where you point out, and you step out of the door closes, and you can just hear it from the outside, and instantly the inside is aflame. The light is beating out of the windows.
We don't want to be here.
Now we need to get out of here.
Okay. So,
And there's
running or
enough oil.
stealthing?
Running down probably 30 seconds and then diving into an alley and stealthing
Okay,
away.
sounds good. So, roll your stealths for me. And your perceptions as well, please.
22 stealth.
Stealth is 12.
Okay.
And what was the other
Perception is
Perception
22.
and stealth.
21 perception.
Okay, sounds good. So you guys are making your way back. You notice that somebody was there when you guys ran across that first 30 seconds. Somebody was watching from across the street. But they seen you. It was too late to do anything pretty much about that. But you got out in the alley and hid away. And they didn't seem to follow you for the most part. Back at the wagon yard.
Well, if we saw somebody, we should take a roundabout route back. Try and lose them, just in case.
So
Good thing you changed your clothes.
Yeah.
you guys back at the wagon yard hear a peal of thunder. And you guys are watching huddled under the wagon hood. You know, a few minutes go by, maybe half an hour, and then what you think is thunder, but it's loud and it shakes the ground very similar, but it's not coming from up. You feel this more often to the ground, and then you see something peel off into the ground, into the sky. This red, almost like a firework you've seen from the middle of town, shoot up into the sky, and then this massive explosion in the sky, and then another one squeals up into the sky and explodes, and then the ground shakes again as you can just see this large cloud of fire go up in the sky, and then smoke.
There be light.
And then you can see people in the streets, out of their houses, lights on, lighting torches, running out. It's chaos. It's chaos. And then about 60 seconds, maybe 2 minutes later, I'll get you guys to roll perception. Nonny and...
Oh, that's cocked.
That's a whole 13.
I got a 15, and before I rolled that, I also rolled a if it's a wisdom saving throw, 15 if it's a intelligence.
Perception.
Yeah, but before that,
Oh.
I rolled a just something to see if Earilon would snap out of it.
Oh, that
You
big
know?
explosion would have
Yeah.
snapped you out of it for sure. Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
got a 15 for perception though.
Okay, so as you guys are sitting there just walking around, you can see people getting out of their houses and running towards that direction. And then as people are running away, you can kind of make out only 2 people in the crowd kind of making it towards you guys. It's Ravim and Darven.
Earilon will look around first to just see if he sees Dermot. Is he around?
Dermot is there, standing out like a sore thumb in the middle of the group, talking to some mercenaries.
Making his presence known.
Making his presence known.
Earilon will kind of just mosey on over and hurry up just a tad.
Actually, these guys roll into camp before you're able to go see Dermot.
Okay.
So you guys, Ravim and Darven, kind of approach the wagon.
Earilon will start moving towards them and Ravim? What was your... Darven, Ravim, he sees that your armor's ruined. Darven's armor's ruined. He's like, what happened? He gestures up to the huge plume of smoke coming from that building up the street. What? He's at a loss for words.
What makes you think we had anything to do with that?
Before
Does he look like he was on fire?
He does
Well,
have
I
acid
have
burns all
severe
over
acid
his
burns.
face.
He'll take. Well, he's just trying to figure everything out. So, can you maybe deception, insight, maybe?
yeah, you can roll insight for sure.
Insight, 18.
Okay, as you're looking him up and down, you roll your opposed.
Probably gonna outdo it.
I will assist him in.
Of course. Yep, roll with advantage.
So with advantage, it's a 24.
Okay, so as you're saying that, you just seems like he's telling the truth, but at the same time, Dermot comes up behind him and puts his hand on your shoulder, puts on his hand on your shoulder, Ravim, and gives you a little bit of a squeeze, fond squeeze, and he says, "Earilon, it's time to break camp. We should go.
Oh,
Go wake up Tanith." Thank you for watching the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network. This has been The Depths of Fel'Than, Episode 4, First Meet, Then Murder. If you've enjoyed what you've heard, check us out on our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/deathneedsdialogue. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.